hello. Welcome again to Rolynn's Reviews. Do us one small favor, folks. Hit that little thumb. That is the like button. That tells YouTube that you are most assuredly enjoying this content. And you see who is back by popular demand. Okay, they already dropping fire emojis in the chat for you.
Oh, y'all don't want none of me today.
Boom. They're starting it up. Hey, we just got in here. I love it. Miss Prosperity, how are you doing today?
Nope.
He said no. Baldwin said, our great sister. He's still dropping fire emojis.
Nope, because y'all don't want the truth. Y'all don't want the truth.
You can handle the truth.
Woo! How y'all doing, everybody?
Woo-wee. Our sister is on fire. I've tried to calm her down. Nothing has worked. So
not yet. There are a few pills didn't cook in yet.
That's okay. We're still praying for you. All I can say is don't touch her unless you are ready to be burned. Oh my God. So they're filling up the chat room. Miss Prosperity, please go ahead, drop your channel link just in case we have some folks dropping in that don't know what your channel info is. We definitely want them subbed up because Miss Prosperity is our boots on the ground. And hey, she's here for it. How you doing? Okay, let's go ahead and start with the roll call. Stacy, Mayor, hello. My girls, hello. Dorian, Ollie, Baldwin Birds, how are you? Schismatic, hello. Mayor says hello. Prosperity, they're speaking to you in the comment section. Citizen Kane, hello, how you doing? Citizen said those goofballs don't even live here in Chicago, but co-sign all of Branson Johnson's mess. Boom. Okay. Hey, we know what it is. We know what's going on. How you doing, Tina Tover? All right, look at our title. Our title says Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson lies on podcast, says illegals don't take jobs from Americans. That has already been debunked. We already know that is nothing but a bald-faced lie. And we know every time his mouth is moving, he's lying. And so we are here, Miss Prosperity, as well as myself. We will continue to let you know what's going on. And hey,
y'all start praying for me right now. Right now, y'all start praying for me. Because as soon as I came out of prayer, I had to go back and repent.
I told you she's on one today. I don't know what else to do. So only thing else I can think to do is
when a person gets older, I used to laugh my butt off when the seniors used to talk about things that were going on.
Yes, ma'am.
In the neighborhood and so forth. Now that I'm that senior,
yep.
I see why they don't have no goddamn censor.
Yeah, they fed up, and they have been through so much. That's why they just say what they want, and they're just like, forget it. Yeah, you don't see it until you get old, and you're like, okay, now I understand why. And I'm with you there. That's a very valid point. I never thought about it, but since you brought that up, I'm thinking back, and I'm like, you are 100% correct in your analysis. And now I'm with you. I understand 100%.
Let that wisdom speak. I'm telling you, let that wisdom speak, because Lord knows that the truth is real. And he showed me something I'm going to share with y'all today. God showed me something while I was in the midst of my ranting.
That's so all right.
We get to that part. Y'all just keep on hanging on. Keep hanging on in here because God has revealed something to me that is an eye opener. And I don't know how many times I read over the Bible, but you know, everything is not meant for you to see and really pick up on until it's your time.
And so
then when it's your time,
you are right.
That stuff will smack you like, whoa.
And you know, hey, and we are glad that you were able to shift some things around so that you could join us here today, because as I told you, I don't think you're aware of the great emperor Brandon Johnson being on this podcast, and it's on Twitter. How you doing, Maga and my girls? And so I said, I have to share this with her. Now, you know, it's all lies. But the sad part is, and these are young people, and I don't fault them. I do not fault them because they don't know any better. But that just goes to show you his mentality. When you, a full adult woman, those other adult women who tried to talk to him, the adult males that tried to talk to him, he never, ever has a response. He ignores you, or he talks about something off the wall. But he had no issue going on this podcast talking to these young people and just listening to them talk. You know, they've already been indoctrinated and brainwashed. Poor things. All we can do is pray that they wake up. So I will start this and let you hear what they're saying. And again, you already know they've been brainwashed. They're indoctrinated. We know who they voted for. They voted for the Curry Queen. I'm sure just from listening to them talk is very evident. So let's get this started. And Miss Prosperity, it may be necessary for you to pop 2 more pills before I start this, because I haven't seen this much bull since they canceled Rawhide. Boom. How you doing, Tijuana Border Jumper? So we are going to continue to expose these frauds. And again, these people, when he's gone, yes, enemies kill. Yes, that's exactly what they are. They are enemies to America and Americans. So this
is one of my FU pills, okay?
Where? Let me see.
I just popped it.
You might need another one when you hear what this dirt bag is saying. Okay, and I'm talking about dirt bag. I'm referencing Brandon Johnson. I don't fault these young people because, again, they've been indoctrinated. They've been brainwashed. We can only
no, sis. That's where we gonna disagree. Yeah, I do fault these young people because these young people got internet services that we did not have in our ages. Now let me tell you something, y'all. I had to jump on a bus to go downtown to a library to read at 8 years old to learn what is in society and going on.
Right.
Today, y'all got internet services. Y'all even the goddamn illegal aliens got internet services for free.
Has it.
So it is no excuse not to learn about what is actually going on.
They are so snowed.
It's what a person chooses to do.
Yeah.
This is all by choice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, even when my kids were babies and internet was first coming on to the scene to the public, were we able to use it?
Right.
It used to cost us. Now, y'all can call me in the dinosaur age if you want to. I don't give a fludge.
Pile up.
But we used to pay about 50 cents a minute for internet. 50 cents a minute.
Whoa.
For internet. Y'all got unlimited.
Okay.
And guess what? When it came down to 20 cents a minute.
Yes.
I used to be on my laptop just typing because it told y'all it's in technology, right?
Yeah.
So I'm on my laptop typing. I just had 3 babies, right? And I fall asleep in bed with the internet still running. My husband woke up and hit that button and knocked that thing off. I was still typing, trying to I think I'm seeing, but I'm not. I'm falling asleep.
Yes. And you're actually, Prosperity, you're right. And Citizen Kane, he's agreeing. You must fault these goofballs because they will willfully suffer from a lack of analysis. They just believe in the lies that they've been told, and it's so sad. But a lot now, But on the other side, a lot of people their age, they're not falling for this nonsense. So I'm hoping that
Hallelujah
can wake these guys up because they seem to be intelligent. How you doing, Trish? Everyone who's here, hit that like button. And so, but I want you to listen to what they have to say. And again, you're going to say, yep, they've been indoctrinated and brainwashed. And I'm hoping that it will stop. Listen to this. This is the beginning.
Very crucial. So we decided to contact one of our leaders. Please welcome to our version of our fireside chat with the 57th mayor of Chicago, Mayor Brandon Johnson.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Oh, this one when they
Thank you for
put
coming.
the socks on. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, go ahead.
You've seen this already?
Yeah, but go ahead.
Okay.
That's hard.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he got real serious. And just for the record, in Chicago, we call them lakeside chats.
Yes,
sir.
Lakeside chat. That's the title right there.
That's the title.
Thank you for coming through. It means the world that you took the time to talk to us. How's things been in Chicago?
Yeah. Well, listen, first of all, it's the joy of my life. And I just want to say congratulations to all four of you. Thank you for just being a full expression of the hopes and dreams of our ancestors. You all make me proud as a former public school teacher, as a father. Like, it is dope just to connect with you all on a real level. And just being mayor of the city of Chicago, it has been one of the joys of my life. You know, getting married, having children, and of course the Cubs winning the World Series.
Yes, sir.
Right? You know, so those are elements. I put that in that kind of order. Yeah. But you know, trying times, but you know, we're up for it. You know, Chicago is built different, and it's just been a great honor to be able to stand up on behalf of working people and do it in the greatest city in the world.
Yes, sir. Man, as always, man, we have a lot of questions for you, obviously, because they let us know that we was gonna be talking to the mayor. We was like, we gotta get right.
Where do we get the budget?
Well, before we get into all that, we got some traditions and customs that we do on the jam.
Yes, sir.
So I want to first begin. You know, we got a little fashion sense, mainly tied here by my man Allen.
Yes,
so
sir.
we wanted to check in with you. What the mayor wear?
All right. So I guess they're just so glad to be there talking to the mayor. And he's just, you know, look at him. He is laughing. You don't see that serious face where he looks like he's constipated. And again,
yeah, because he got naive,
right?
And anybody naive, he feels I conquered.
Right. You see how he's smiling? You don't see that constipated face he normally has. Tijuana, yes. Trish,
like the one he had with Citizen Kane.
Yes.
So you don't have that face with Citizen Kane.
No, that's what I'm saying. We've never seen him laughing and, you know, just chumming it up.
Yeah, because he didn't take his pain medicines that gets his brains all on slow mode.
Yes.
Even though he already slow, but even slower to the degree where I can't feel nothing you say. I don't hear nothing you say.
Yep.
Hoosah. That's what he be going into because he got a hoosah room up there in the city hall where he got to go up in there and do it and vent out.
Yeah.
So he don't pull that stuff in front of y'all. Y'all ain't gonna see that.
You see what my girl said. Did you see his tongue slither out when he started licking their boots? Oh, slithering snake. Yeah, he's happy because let's be clear. This is a softball interview. None of these young people are going to challenge him. They did not. They're laughing. He's laughing. Times are good. Let's listen. Yeah, it is sickening.
That's what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Of prosperity.
You know, we got the suit going in.
For sure. Well, you know, got the standard operation.
Yes, sir.
You know, a nice fitted custom suit.
Custom.
Brought to you by Kent.
He's talking about his nice custom suit. Emperor Johnson, we do not care about the clothes that you are wearing. There are people who have some real world problems. So listen to what they're talking about.
tell you that. You gotta have on the nice tie, and of course you gotta rock the sock game, right?
The light blue remind me of Chicago colors. The light blue.
Yeah, man. So these are Edmonds. This is old man style. But I take them to you got to go to Shine King on the west side. I'm probably about due because you all snapping over here.
I got a little stuff on it. It's fine, you know what I'm saying? It's good.
Shout out Shine King. It's one thing for the president to be calling for your arrest and you coming here fly.
Hold on. I gotta ask, what is the watch hitting on?
Oh, so yeah, man, this is easy. This is working class citizen. You know, shout out to my Oh,
he got the citizen.
It's just check it out. So all of a sudden, I'm glad now. I feel like I'm, generationally, like, somewhat relevant. Right? So that's pretty dope, bro. I didn't know that. Man. I'm gonna shout out to my son who swears that his old man is old. So
but you'll see this now. Citizen Watch is universal. But I wanted to get into mainly because we're gonna talk a little bit about your past first, and like the things that took you to becoming like the mayor of one of the most powerful cities. But first, we in the spirit of government. Right, we have our own head of our own government agency.
I've heard about this.
You know what's going on. The FBA.
Here we go.
Federal Bureau of Aid. You know what I'm saying? In this day and age, everybody just making up stuff. So my company now. So what we want to do, we're gonna take it back very, very far, and I just want to ask you a question of this picture right here.
Oh wow!
Oh,
yeah.
With the dread,
with the locks, man. What? Give us a little backstory on this.
First of all, that picture's only on Facebook. I didn't know anybody still use Facebook. So, dig, check this out. This is actually, man, this is wild. This is the end of my first day at school.
Wow.
Teaching in Cabrini Green.
Wow. I didn't know you taught in Cabrini Green.
Is that right? Yeah, man. And so my first day in the
exactly, citizen. As long as you're not challenging him, and again, these are young people, so and they're not thinking about challenging him, and they believe in all the crap that he's spewing. They're just glad that he's there.
Black man.
Would you say Prosperity? She's having another fit. Go ahead, Prosperity.
Oh, wait a minute. My husband keeps talking about that Tourette stuff.
I can't with you. What happened, Prosperity? We're gonna pray. Yes. Trish said this is making me sick.
Black man. We look to you, black man, master. Yeah, that's what they see him as, master.
Yep.
They're gonna get a new y'all gonna see a reality. I'm telling y'all, God showed me something today. He showed me something. He told me, sister, come on down, slow down. Okay, I know you call them pills a name, but just come on down. I got something for you.
Right.
Oh, that mess. Go ahead.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Day, and them black children gave me their best shot.
He looked tired.
No, that's pretty dope, man. But it's an incredibly fond memory, man, because it was teaching in Cabrini, that really sharpened my politics. Like frankly, and the best job that I've ever held down was teaching middle school reading and social studies, man. And I ran into one of my former students, man. At a parade, and is now 32 years old with a kid. The fact that my students are now in their 30s, that's wild.
It's real.
It is, but it was again one of my most fondest memories. Working in Chicago, and of course, I tried to elevate the consciousness of our young people. Wanted the room to reflect, our liberation, and it helped develop me to be the man that I am today.
I see, like an experience like that gives you a special type of perspective, because in a way that's on.
Would you say Prosperity?
He stuck as a man. That's all I said.
Yes. Yeah. He's, like I said, I've never seen him laughing and happy. I see, if you don't challenge him, he's fine.
These are kids. They're not even in his age bracket. He don't have nothing to feel threatened by.
These are young people. They're laughing and happy. There's no problem.
Yep. You don't have nothing to be threatened by. Let an adult come up there. Oh, it's a whole nother story.
Oh yeah. Like I said, you see his whole entire demeanor is different. That's why these peevish brats are out of control in Chicago. He wants to be their friend instead of an adult leader. Boom. All right, Citizen Kane. Keep dropping nuggets in the comment section. Okay, here we go.
Almost like groundwork before you're even in the position you're in now.
It's like the grassroots of teaching, like you teaching the youth, and now you're leading the youth. So yeah, definitely.
I want to ask a little bit more about that. How do you think your experience as like a teacher and everything kind of propelled you to want to seek? Because it's super cool seeing that picture going from teaching Black kids in Cabrini Green to leading the entire city. So do you think that it was anything about those experiences teaching that pushed you to want to be like in that leadership role, or is that something you've always wanted to like do?
Yeah, it's a great question. You know, I'm not saying that I woke up thinking one day I'll be the mayor of Chicago. I mean, in fact, you know, I thought, you know, my pinnacle would be, you know, a principal in a school, which, you know, that would have been great. Yeah. Right. And then I started teaching. I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
I had a time where I thought being a principal would be cool.
That job is brutal. You know, and I thought maybe one day, you know, maybe a doctorate degree, education policy, something like that. You know, but what was fascinating about my time in Cabrini and teaching there was just you saw the microcosm of the inequity that exists within our larger society.
So that's the sad part. Him being a teacher there, he saw the inequities. Of course, he did nothing to change the inequities except flood the city with illegals and then give them all the resources. Boom.
Facts and facts. Yes.
He's a travesty. We know. So again, he's sitting down on this podcast with these young people, telling nothing, spewing nothing but lies. How you doing, Aspen Wolf? Hit that like button, folks. Also, share this stream on your various forms of social media. So I just wanted to play this so we can hear the lies that he's spewing.
And people make political decisions that disrupt our lives. And so my students would come, you know, into room 309, and they would wake up in the morning and bulldozers were staring them in the face. Because we were shutting down public housing. But out of their back windows, they could see one of the largest, most dynamic economy in the world, downtown, feet away from you know, the richest community, one of the richest communities in the world. And it was just living through like that dichotomy and that contradiction. It challenged me, because you can imagine you 13 years old, you're walking into Mr. Johnson's classroom, and I'm talking about the 5 causes of the American Revolution. And you're like, brother, please.
Everybody trying to listen.
So it really challenged me to make sure that the education that was happening in my room connected to their real life. And, you know, you have, you know, our young people at that time who were chasing an economy that was behind them. While everything in front of them was being destroyed. And somehow I had to provide some hope and a pathway to a stronger existence. And it ultimately, again, it politicized me in a way that challenged me to think outside of the classroom. Right. And then, you know, one thing led to another.
Do you think that experience kind of set the flame to like the passion you have today?
It did. You know, it did. You know, in fact, I announced my candidacy in the right behind Gender Academy. Out in the outdoor field and the playground. Because I remember, you know, my first day teaching, I wasn't done. I had put up a flyer for any students who were interested in being on the flag football team. Right. So I get out there, and it's for 5th and 6th graders and 7th and 8th graders. It's like 75 kids out there. I'm like, all these kids want to play flag football. It turns out the vast majority of them had to bring their siblings to the tryouts. Right. So if I'm a flag football coach, I got to run a full after school program because my students who wanted to play could not leave. Right. And if they wanted to stay, they had to have their siblings with them. Right. And so it was just little things like that most people take for granted that begin to further politicize me, that something as simple as an after school activity required me to stretch beyond what I was even calling for in that moment.
I was going to say, I definitely want to speak a little bit to that, because I feel like, I can't speak for y'all, but I feel like I've had a similar experience in like living with that dichotomy, because where we went to school in the south suburbs of Chicago. And I remember even at my school, like the simple things of having like an after school bus program would like would be very pivotal to making sure that students got home after their extracurricular activities. But I remember when we first moved to the city, like going from that life where you can see like how certain Black families were kind of stratified on that side of the city and how they're living, and then you come to like the city and like you said, that wealth and that skyline and everything that you see, that I feel like in a similar way for me kind of had me question a lot of different things that I believe, because I'm like, it's one thing to envision like the world that you want to build, right? But like knowing only where you come from, the experiences that you have or whatever, it kind of forces you to understand, all right, why can't this be for everybody?
All right. Address that for me, please, Prosperity. But they should be asking him what happened to all the millions of dollars he spent on non-American citizens. But could you please address that? Yes, Nemo.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you how I address this. I just cut this shit off. That's what I did. Next.
But we're going to get to the part where he flat out lies and says that illegal immigrants did not take jobs away from Americans. This whole interview is a lie. But
yeah, so mind y'all, I did not swear, even though there's time, because as this is in the Bible, I seen it today. But I did say shh and it. I said shh, it. I did not put them together. I spaced it out.
We're building up to. I mean, I just wanted you to hear the beginning. I mean, lies on top of lies.
And that's probably why you didn't hear from me about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I seen them socks and said, oh, these are some little scrubs asking him questions that are so simple that he probably even gave them a list of what to ask him.
Boom. We know that's normally what they do.
So I already have a hard time because this is how he talks. Let me just say his personality, his persona, his character. This is how he's talking. He likes to try to make jokes out of stuff so that he can lighten the load and so forth. And then he'll say things like he's joking, but he's really not joking.
Yep.
When he said, I already had a hard day, they already came for me, give me a break.
Right.
No, y'all, you're good.
Right.
That's how he talks. So that's why I said with these guys here, they some young scrubs. They don't know nothing.
No.
They still got milk behind their ears.
That's why he's talking to them.
Exactly.
No
but one of the things that the little young scrubs didn't tell him is that your socks are going to be on display. He thought maybe his only upper body was going to be on display. Like when you're on a Zoom call, you got your underwear on and you only got your top shirt on and your tie and everything like a man and a woman got on her dress shirt. But now look down below that, what's going on?
Right.
Yeah, keep it real. Tell y'all, keep it the truth.
Yes, ma'am. Here we go. Let's listen to some more lies.
While you lying,
yes.
And I definitely appreciate that because I feel like there's so many aspects of like public education, simple stuff like a flag football team, whatever, that can get kids into those things as opposed to doing like other stuff.
Yeah.
We'll talk a lot about that.
Yeah.
But before we get on specifically like young Black kids and crime and how they've been weaponizing that, I want to start with the very real issues.
Now you see what he said, how they have been weaponizing that. When he says they, he's referencing Trump and the Trump administration. They don't weaponize anything. Statistics are there. So stop it. Okay. Here we go.
That again are still are being posed to people. First of all, SNAP.
Yeah.
So bringing it into like more modern times, we see that there's still obviously like insecurities with like Black and brown families, poverty, all types of stuff. But this situation will only be exacerbated with how we see the federal government's been treating SNAP.
Yeah.
In Illinois, there's 2 million people who receive, I believe, SNAP benefits, 850,000 in Cook County and 570K in Chicago.
I
wanted to toss it off to you because it's giving us a little
prosperity.
I'm trying to talk in between when he says something. I said, don't forget them illegals. Add them illegals in there.
Okay, so they don't do that. They never add the illegals. They're the ones getting the big checks. So
but see, he's just going to make it and listen to see if he said residents or citizens, or how did he reference the people who are collecting those SNAP benefits?
He did not. Hold on. Let me go back. Yeah, he did not. I'll play it again.
It's poverty, all types of stuff. But this situation will only be exacerbated with how we see the federal government's been treating SNAP.
Yeah.
In Illinois, there's 2 million people who receive, I believe, SNAP benefits, 850,000 in Cook County and 570K in Chicago. I wanted to toss it off to you because it given us a little like catch up on what the administration's been doing.
So with this administration, clown behavior.
So they're saying the Trump administration has been exhibiting clown behavior. They're not saying anything about what Emperor Johnson has done. So again, that's why I wanted to let you know. How you doing, Donovan? Where have you been, love? Glad to have you here with us. We're continuing to expose Emperor Brandon Johnson. Okay.
So what I've been seeing, right? We know that they're saying, oh, the SNAP benefits aren't coming out for this November. And then they're saying, okay, yeah, we have contingency funds, but they don't want to use the contingency funds. And then the federal judges are now like ordering him to use the contingency funds. Then he came out and was like, not using it.
I'm not doing it.
Not doing it. So what is Chicago going to do for the residents over here?
Yeah.
And I think our great sister Prosperity has already warned us and told us when he's talking about doing something for people, they are not Americans. They are illegals. Am I correct, Sister
That is correct. And they use the word residents.
Yes.
Residents.
Yes. Okay.
And so that you all know, residents and citizens do not equate to one another. Nope. Citizens have way more rights than a resident. A resident is someone that can even be temporary in a location, living somewhere, you residing somewhere. As a citizen, you have rights. You have legal rights. You have the abilities to be involved with all the different things that are offered to you, whereas a resident don't. And we're going to get on to that with these executive orders, okay? Because y'all going to find out something else.
Yes, ma'am.
For those of you who hadn't already seen it, I exposed that too.
Yes, ma'am. Here we go.
Yeah, look, I mean, I can't emphasize this enough. A couple of years ago, right when I got elected, I began to see the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
And, I've made the case that, the extremism in this country coming from the right, it's clear that they have not accepted the results of the Civil War.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, real.
Yes.
And if you look at all of the areas in which the president has drawn his ire towards, it's literally the 5 things that our people demanded post-Civil War.
Yeah.
Descendants of slaves. They said education, housing, healthcare, transportation, and jobs.
Yeah.
If you want to damage a particular region when you're in the midst of a war, you cut off food and medicine.
Yeah.
Sir, you did that when you spent the money that you already had on non-Americans. So stop it. I told you this whole interview is one big lie. Prosperity in the comment section said he was selected. Yes, ma'am. Exactly, Prosperity. Lies, lies, lies. Yeah. Here we go.
Yep. Right. And so I just want to make sure that our people are clear that, this is not hyperbolic. This is not, something that's fictitious. This is literally happening in front of us.
Yeah.
And so, one of the things that we're doing intentionally is making sure that the budget that I put forth protects all of Chicago, but particularly the most vulnerable. Now, in terms of SNAP, to be perfectly frank with you, our job in this moment is to coordinate with the Greater Chicago Food Depository and other local pantries to support these spaces to ensure that people have access to food in the meantime.
Yeah.
Let me just end with this. If you never had an experience where you open up your refrigerator and there's no food in it, you'll never understand that.
No.
There's times where we open up refrigerators, it's just ingredients. You got sauces, no rice,
And for real, and you make meals out of that. Like, look, we tease about it now, but look, syrup and bread. That's a delicacy. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
it'll get you through the time.
At that time, serving bread. That's like gourmet. That's gourmet.
Give me that taco shell with that peanut butter.
Let me just for real, like look, if you have a little bit of butter, don't have a little bit of crispy bread too.
Yeah, right.
You forget
cut the roof
you
of your
mouth. But truthfully, it can be very humiliating, degrading, embarrassing. And right now,
I have to stop and read Prosperity's comment because it is very poignant. These kids just don't know they are slaves living on a plantation with people like Brandon. Boom. Those are facts, people. Those are facts.
We're in a moment where people are more apt to defend billionaires than families who are struggling to make the ends meet.
Yeah.
And as hard as my father worked, we had moments, where there just wasn't enough to go around, right? And so that's why I'm so intentional about making sure that we're providing long-term sustainability, even in the midst of this immediate crisis.
Yeah.
And so it's going to take all of us, quite frankly, to work with the faith community, the business community, the philanthropic community. I'm going to use the resources that are available to me to help support these local food pantries. But the ultimate goal is, I think, to the point that you're making, AB, it has to be about dismantling and disrupting this administration. The fact that he's ignoring court orders. Listen, I've had traffic tickets, and I got nervous if I was going to miss that.
Court date.
Right,
Bro.
man. They made you feel like if you missed that court appearance, that your life is over.
They're gonna hold you down.
You know what they just told me? I just told y'all a couple days ago. Bro, I woke up, I think it was a Saturday morning, did the little morning stretch, went down to get the mail. They told me I got jury duty.
Yeah, civic duties.
I cannot skip that.
And you'll never miss something like that. We have the president of the United States being like, "Nah, I don't care about these."
Exactly, it's insane.
Feeding people.
So I do wanna.
They're talking about, of course, when the government was still shut down. So this interview happened prior to it ending. But again, they're talking about feeding people. What does the Bible say? Prosperity. If you don't work, you don't eat.
That's right.
You depend on no one, right?
And that's the difference. That's correct. Republicans go primarily based on the conservative values, which are in the Bible.
Yes.
And it does say that. But also Republicans all about, and this is what Donald Trump was stating, and they want to knock him for being right with the Bible, that a man who don't work, don't eat, correct. But also Republicans give people a hand up.
Yes.
Because they're not trying to play like they're their God. Like the Democrats want to play God with you. So they give you handouts to keep you coming back. No, you dependent upon me in order to survive and live. So now I'm going to give you a little trinket or something. It's going to hold you over for a hot minute. You ain't going to have enough money to the end of the week. You're not going to have enough food to the end of the week, but I'm going to keep you coming back because you're starving. You are desperate. You need me. That is what their party is all about. And that's why I said I can't do it.
They keep you poor and they keep you dependent on this. They are your God. Boom.
They want to be God. Because the satanic crap runs a lot through that goddamn party. Satan knows how to manipulate. He knows steal, to kill, and to destroy. That is his whole agenda.
Yes,
anybody. And even when you get on, let me tell y'all something. If y'all think it's fun being on the side of Satan, if anybody on here think it's fun being on the side of Satan, he'll get you over there. Look, I used to be in the street. I wasn't no drug head or nothing like that, but I know the streets.
Right.
Okay. So he'll get you out there, everything feeling good, you jamming, you doing all the things, like worldly and so forth. Then what you come to find out that bastard nigga bleep, 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 bleep. He gonna suck you in and try to do steal, kill, to destroy. That is his only motion. He only gonna get you to feel good for the minute until he got you down. Once he got you down, then he gonna try to take you out.
That's the game. Boom. That's the game. Here we go.
Ask even further, what role do you think Chicago has in kind of setting that narrative to understand that, like, hey, there's a government that is acting lawless, that's getting in the way of people eating food, and why, like, making that connection between that administration and our, like, economic woes, like you talked about working class people, how important do you see that going into right now? Because it seems as though there's a lot of people who, I even seen a rise in AI videos on TikTok with like black people, and they'll be like, oh, I don't really care that Snap's being cut off. It seems like there are people trying to manufacture this narrative that like, yeah, you should be for you not getting any food because there are other black people and brown people who also received a similar program. So I do want you to speak a little bit to that dismantling and disrupting that administration and their messaging when it comes to stuff like this.
Yeah. Look, the city of Chicago, we're the global capital of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, we really are. And we are the heartbeat, or I like to call the soul of America.
Keep being ranked the best city.
You know what I mean? We are, right? 9 years in a row. Corporate relocation, 12 years in a row.
Yeah.
We have a booming economy. It's the most diverse economy of the entire country. There's not one industry that comprises of more than 14% of our overall GDP.
Wow.
So if a particular industry is struggling, like our economy doesn't collapse.
Yeah.
Unlike New York or Los Angeles, right? Financial and entertainment.
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, there's a reason why there's such attention on Chicago. To give a little bit more historic context, when Dr. King came to Chicago, who was invited by Al Raby and others. Al Raby was a black educator at Marshall High School, disrupted the system with a citywide parent strike. He was also the campaign manager of Mayor Harold Washington. Profound brother. His family still exists. And, you know, when Dr. King came to Chicago, he said he had never experienced what he experienced in Chicago, even being in the Deep South in terms of race.
That's right, honey. Those Democrats, those liberals. And you know what Dr. King went through in Mississippi and in Alabama, but the absolute worst was Chicago. Boom. And we know how liberal they are.
Racism and the hyper-stratification that you were referring to. But one of the things he said was, if we figure it out in Chicago, we can do it anywhere in the world.
Yes.
Right. And so you begin to see this shift towards, you know, major cities to be the example of resistance against tyranny, fascism, right-wing conservatism, all of these elements that ultimately harm our people. And so I just want to level set to your point, sir, and your question is that Chicago has always played a leading role in the transformation of our country, right? The skyscrapers, steel, the first cars, right? Yeah. Electricity, as we know it today, came to life here in Chicago, right? So we've always been on the cutting edge of innovation. That's why our attacks are so severe. And I'm not the first mayor to have a president declare war on Chicago. Mayor Harold Washington in 1986, Ronald Reagan declared war on American cities. This is right out of their playbook. And so
he also ran on Make America Great Again.
He did. You know what I'm saying? Right. Right. So this is our opportunity to like reset, to provide the type of resistance and pushback that can ultimately save working people. So that's why, you know, the difference between me and I think what's happening at the federal level is that I am unafraid and unapologetic about who we have to direct our attention towards. The fact that we are debating should billionaires exist at a time in which we're about to have trillionaires tells us we're already behind the 8 ball.
And of course, we know he's a millionaire, just about. I did a video a few months ago. All the money he's getting from the teachers unions and all these things. Yeah, he's not poor. He's doing very well. Barnes Homes.
It's interesting how they tend to do very well when they weren't even making that kind of money before they got into office. Right?
Yes,
how these Democrats go from a 5-figure salary to a 6-figure salary to a 7-figure salary? How the hell do they do that, y'all? Somebody better talk to me.
Woo, how you doing, Barnes Homestead? Yeah, so we're going to listen to some more lies, and then we're going to let Prosperity share some stuff with us.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's challenging the ultra wealthy, these incredible large corporations that continue to make billions of dollars off of our misery. And so, of course, they're going to put forth AI and images to distort and to disconnect us from our natural right to resist, because when Chicago prevails, the rest of the country does.
Yes, sir. It is all connected. I'm very happy.
I have a quick question. In regards to the people that say, like, because you obviously see a lot of fallout with all the SNAP benefits and people getting upset. I'm seeing a lot of people say, like, oh, the crime's going to go up. What is people going to do about crime? Different city leaders. if that is to happen, what will you do, or what do you think our city as a whole should do for crime that will rise from the SNAP benefits not being there?
Yeah, look, I mean, there's no secret that, again, the three evils: militarism, racism, and materialism, right? And so when poverty exists, it creates a type of burden and weight on the community that, again, if you've never lived through that,
you don't understand it.
Like,
Even the people that criticize it realistically for crime, it's like, okay, people can't eat though.
No, people get into survival mode.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
I mean, and listen, poor white people do it too.
Yeah,
exactly.
It doesn't get covered the same way, right? In fact, when white folks begin to experience drug overdose on a particular item, then it became like this national crisis, right? And so that's why in this budget, I'm ensuring that we're investing in youth employment. We have to keep our young people working, and not just like menial jobs. I'm talking about helping them to discover their purpose. Right? Because look, I mean, the grind of working, like, y'all a different generation. I'm not mad at you all. Like, y'all go to work on Monday, want y'all check on Friday, and then take a mental health day on that next Monday. That's real talk. And like, my father retired with like 400 sick days, and he was proud of it. Not y'all. But I respect that, right? And so that's why the youth employment is so critical, so that we can be back whatever services that could be disrupted at the hands of the federal government. It's why I'm investing in mental health. I'm proposing the first of its kind tax on social media.
I heard a hiccup. Prosperity, he didn't give his kids homework. Oh God, Prosperity's having another moment here. Oh my goodness. Too bad
Lord, I'm repenting right now in the name of Jesus.
God, Prosperity. Look at what Citizen Kane said, Prosperity. Too bad they didn't ask him how the Chicago Teachers Union can afford a $173,000 recording studio in Arizona when teachers are struggling to get their pensions paid. Boom. All right. Here we go.
Right? These big tech companies that stood alongside Donald Trump that are making billions of dollars. The tech company made billions of dollars just on young people under the age of 18, about $11 billion. And it's been proven that these apps are addictive. You know what I'm saying? And so the tax that we would generate from this new revenue source from these big tech companies, we would use it to go strictly towards our mental and behavioral health. Because it's one thing to make sure there's a good job helping young people find their purpose, but we also have to make sure that our mental health and our well-being is solid. None of that.
That's all he ever does is he keeps throwing out the race card and everything. And Trump, we know he's Brandon Johnson's racist. We've heard some of the statements that he's made, and we're used to that. Yes, he is Barnes. Nemo disgusting. Yes. Right, Robert. That's all. Here we go.
Like, hold it in, tough it through, pray it through. Like, you need real support and help there. And so those are just some of the elements that I'm going to invest in, so that if and when there's a disruption, that we do have a baseline of support in the city of Chicago.
I do want to focus. I want to focus here on the question of young people and obviously employment and crime, because it's funny that you brought that up. One of the top taglines that at least the Republican Party has used for justifying the deployment of troops here, for justifying the ICE raids, is a crime spike, crime rates. We went actually pretty viral on this podcast for diving into some of the numbers that they had cited and explaining how they were kind of taking things out of proportion, misrepresenting things. And either way, a response that makes sense wouldn't include something like the National Guard. If I'm reading stats from your administration, we have overall violent crime being down by 23%.
We've already debunked these stats. These stats are fraudulent. Those who were not here for the video that we did, just like in Washington, D.C., the crime stats, you hear these liberal governors and mayors, oh, crime is down. No, it's not. Our sister Prosperity, tell us some of the wordage that they use and some of the tricks that they have played to try and trick people into thinking that crime is down in Chicago.
Absolutely. So when we were having some circumstances and issues that were going on, calling out the police, and the police would pretty much not do anything. It was almost like, you want me to do something. You want my A to go to bleep, bleep, bleep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you try to get a report. Oh, well, we're not writing a report. We'll give you an incident number.
Right.
So, okay, give me the incident number. You go get the incident number. You try to get the report from that incident number. Oh, we can't release that. Why can't we release that? Oh, it's been denied. Why is it denied? I'm in it. I'm in it. So if I'm in it, I'm supposed to have a right to have it. That's called Freedom of Information Act, FOIA. In case no one knew that. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
But they'll block you. They'll try to discourage you. And then I said, the last time I went to the station with my husband, I said, you know what? I ain't leaving here without it. F you. I ain't leaving here without it.
That's it.
So by that time and putting that much pressure on them, they finally get ready to write a report. But here's the thing. They're going to misclassify it and downplay it as if it's not what it was.
Yes.
That's the next thing that they do. So this is why I was telling people, I said, hey, look, you need to get your stuff documented, because if that stuff come back on you for when you retaliate at a reaction, then you need to have record of your stuff. And that's when they try not to give it to you, because then guess what's going to happen? They're going to come to you and say, oh, well, you're the one who did this. You're the one that did, no, boo. Let's get to the story here. What the real deal happened here is that I got provoked. I got put in a situation. I felt threatened. That's exactly what takes place. But then they're going to try to downplay you like you the one that started the stuff. Like you the one that's the problem. Like you the one that don't know what you're doing.
Right.
You better y'all learn y'all law. Learn y'all law, because we got a whole bunch of these ninjas out here that will screw us. Okay?
Yes.
The same ones, like I saw me typing up in this chat earlier today. Oh, y'all, we ain't even touched the basis of this yet.
No.
Yeah.
Barnes, you see what Barnes said, right? They always accuse you of what they're doing.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
Yes. Like I said, this whole interview is nothing but one big lie.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I wanted to stop because some people may have missed that interview. I mean that video that we where we mentioned that. But yeah, they're misclassifying or they're not filing them. And then I have a short to show you today before we get off from here, when we're done showing Mr. Prosperity stuff, where a Venezuelan illegal committed a crime. And when you go look at the police work, and this happened in Florida, they had him down as white. And he's not white, he's Hispanic. So again, because they don't want, they don't want it to look bad on illegals. So I'm just like, oh my God. I'll show you.
Isn't that interesting that you can put whatever race you want to be in these matters? Isn't that interesting?
Yep.
So when the police is out looking for someone and you say, okay, I'm Hispanic or Latina.
Mm-hmm.
No, well, on here it says you're white. So we're going to go look for a white person.
Right. So, and the person, and I have a video, a short to show you. He's an illegal Venezuelan. And on where he was arrested, if you look on the paperwork, they had it marked as white. So they're doing a lot of things on purpose, so it won't look so bad on the illegals for some reason.
I'm telling you, from 2024 on my channel, y'all can go out there and look at it. I got a whole list of these bleeps doing nothing but crime and what crime they committed. 2025, where you at? That's why I said when I went to one of the city council committee meetings down there, I said, oh, what happened? Did they turn to angels this year? They weren't doing nothing but breaking crimes. They weren't doing nothing breaking laws. From 2023, when I went down there to speak, I spoke on that. There's no two sets of laws. Because see, you'll arrest a Negro, a white, or American, Hispanic, but them, no, they just get
don't touch illegals. But if you're an American, clink, handcuffs, take you off to jail. Look at what citizens said in the comment section. As prosperity and I learned, Chicago police have orders from the mayor on down to underreport crime. Boom. There you go.
Correct.
So
that is correct.
Even though this
Citizen and I both have a video that we posted. I started off that morning and he landed the plane that afternoon with us busting out Brandon Johnson.
Here we go.
Homicides down 46.7, shootings down 42, robberies down 33, and vehicular hijackings down 45. What is your approach? Why is your approach to driving down these crime numbers and caring for the areas that are impacted by these better than the approach that a lot of people, even in community here, will say? They'll say that they've lived through a traumatic thing or they've seen a violent crime happen. So the initial reaction is, okay, we got to get somebody with a tank come in here and just make it go away.
Bro.
Yeah. Can you speak to the problem with that approach and what have you and your administration done better?
It's, first of all, when I think about community safety, it's my top priority. It's what I think about every day, all day, honestly. So, my first call in the morning is usually around 8 a.m. My chief of staff and a few other people in my executive team.
What'd you say?
Same bull he told the church.
Lord knows. Okay.
And
you're going to church. Let me I apologize. I cut y'all. You're going to church and start lying. This Ningra.
Oh God.
don't have no fear of the Lord. Okay.
Yep.
He go right in the church. He'll sit right there on the pulpit level and tell lies.
He does not care.
Y'all want to know how I know that? Check out my channel.
Drop your channel link again, sis. All right.
Find out what happened the night before once I went to bed.
Okay.
It's an anxious time for me, around 7:45. I'm thinking like, okay, what are the numbers? Who are the lives that have been impacted? And, if you don't have that as a part of your daily routine, it's, you don't have the same level of responsibility. Now,
you wake up and see a number on a screen.
Exactly, right? Where I get the full readout of what happened, who it happened to, how old they were, what neighborhood.
Wow.
And, living in Austin, I love the West Side, and I'm the first mayor, in the history of Chicago to wake up in one of the most disinvested communities, right? So I know what it's like, prior to me becoming mayor. My oldest, he's 18 now. He'll be 18 in a couple of weeks. When he's on his bike, I'm like, yo, not that street. Where you going? How far? Call, text as soon as you get there, right? And when you've had shootings in Austin and literally bullets coming through our home, our window, and people getting shot out right outside our home, right? And we go right to bed. Like this is just normal, and we don't want to normalize it. And so I think just having a lived experience and an understanding of like what families go through when you live in communities that have been disinvested in, right? And so when we talk about investing in young people, Austin, for instance, we hired about 1,800 young people from the Austin neighborhood.
Wow.
Austin, the police district there, the 15th police district, we've seen some of the greatest declines in homicides, shooting victims, right? So we've taken this approach that, look, the safest communities in America, they all have one thing in common. They invest in people. When a child is hungry, you don't say, hey, look, would you like to meet the commander of the 15th police district?
You gotta fix the material conditions.
Stop.
There you go.
Pause that bull crap.
Pause for a cause. Hit the like button, folks. Thank you.
You're a liar. We know he's a liar, but he's a liar, and then a liar. Because let me tell you, I live in the same goddamn district, and he knows I'm over here too. Okay? West Side. He knows that. Why is it that you can drive down any major thoroughfare, that means street, and you see a whole bunch of Black people that is sleeping on the ground? Close to his own home. And we're going to talk about his home too. The one that got the bullets that going through the windows. Well, bullets can come into your house easily if you got a goddamn frame house. Let's start there. Let's even talk about the property taxes. It's interesting how his property never goes up in value. But now you got all these other people here that got property that's like 3 times the value, 3 times the cost in their property taxes.
Yep. Taking their homes.
So when he's talking about going hungry, why is he all them people on the street that's hungry? They and they don't look like somebody who came in over the waters. They don't look like no illegals. These are black folks who got tarps, tents, and all that under L stations, under the viaducts is what they call them when the train goes over the street.
That's sad. That's really sad.
He don't see none of that though.
No.
Why they out there in those parks? Why they trying to huddle? Because it's cold here now. The temperature today is, what is the temperature today? Oh yeah, 48 degrees. That's pretty good.
Oh yeah, for Chicago.
But these people, you know what they do? They find cardboard, because cardboard is a conductor of heat.
Yep.
And it'll allow you to just make your heat surround you, because they don't have blankets and so forth. Brandon Johnson, I'm telling y'all, come to the West Side Austin neighborhood. We got a South Austin and we got a North Austin. And I don't care. North Austin is a little more on the higher scale. And the South Austin is not as much.
Wow.
But Brandon Johnson, I'm quite sure when he's in his motorcade, see them people laying all out there. Okay? All of them out there. But these people are hungry. We want to feed the people. We want to have affordable housing. Let me tell you about a goddamn affordable housing right down here, somewhere down this way. Yeah, that way. Look like a eyesore. Almost like Obama's goddamn center down there on the downtown. Just effing up our neighborhood look. We have single family bungalow homes. Now you got a 2-flat that's sticking out. And we don't know who's gonna live up in there. They built a garage. They don't even have an entrance off the street yet. These are the kind of things he's talking about. This is cheap labor homes.
Right.
But it takes them years to build them. I wonder why. That property been being built from over a year. Over a year.
Mm.
This is just to nuke more money out of him, and they paying it.
Right.
So he's not telling y'all the truth. We see.
So he acts concerned, but he brought all these illegals. They weren't on the streets. They were in some nice buildings and with heat and water and food.
Well, to begin with, they were at the police stations.
I remember
on the ground.
Right.
They were inside and outside the police station sleeping on the ground. That was to begin with. But his only excuse for that is because Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas, was sending them by the bus loads.
He was. I remember.
They had nowhere to put all these people. Well, let me tell you, if you got a big fat ass mouth that says we're a welcoming city.
That's what he said.
We take care of our people. We have an executive order. Let's go back to Mayor Harold Washington.
Tell them, sister.
Back in the 80s, around 86, I believe. He didn't last long in his position because he died.
Oh, yeah. I remember him.
Yeah, quick death. Wonder how, wonder why.
Yeah.
But either way, another Haitian that said that we are a sanctuary city. Many people didn't even know we was a sanctuary city. Heck, I didn't even know we was a sanctuary city. And if we were a sanctuary city, we wouldn't even notice, because this was not happening where they was cutting off all of the citizens to give to the illegal aliens.
Yeah. Wow.
So now that Brandon and also Little Feet get into office, because it started with Little Feet. Y'all know who she is. Lori, short, big penis woman, want to be a man, Little Feet. That's who she is.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah. All that. She's the one that started this, because she carried it on. When y'all get a chance, y'all gonna see my video on this today.
Yes.
With all of this that I'm talking about. Brandon picked it up and carried it further and added his little language to it as well, to the executive order, because I got a video out there on the executive order, and you don't even have to read it. If you don't know how to read, I guarantee you I got it reading it for you.
Wow.
Because you don't need to know how to read to get an understanding of what I'm saying. That's what I went and confronted him about. Robert, as you talk about me confronting, that's one of the things I confronted him about. It's that executive order. What the hell do you mean that we just gonna have to tolerate putting these people in our neighborhood?
He said it.
That's saying that we are to be trampled on, that you have no respect for us.
Yep.
You don't care about us, but all these blind ninjas, deaf ninjas that want to protect him, you ain't doing nothing but demising yourself. You are bringing yourself down to the scum of the earth, because that's exactly where he wants you, and that's where he gonna put his foot on your neck and keep you. That's exactly his MO. And why is he doing this? Why is he doing this? Well, it's something bigger, y'all. Yes, he's the face of this.
Yeah.
But I'm quite sure there's something higher than this if you got to get 150 officers to protect you. There's more to this story.
Right.
He ain't going to talk about it, but I'm quite sure they know about it, just like a lot of other stuff. And that's why we want him to be audited.
Oh, wow.
See, so those who have higher authority, go in there and look and see what exactly is this man got on him, what they got on him. Because they got something on him. For him to pull this, even on the talk radio where I questioned him about the police standing down and he straight out lied. Okay, y'all, that's also on my channel. Y'all know I'm going to bring you the receipts. I'm going to bring you, as my girl said, the invoices. I'm going to bring y'all the fact and the truth, because I documented all of this. He said that he did not tell them to stand down. They are within their jurisdiction to handle the law, to go out there and work the law as they are able to, or given authority to. Lie. That's what it is. It's a lie. And these little young ninjas are the same kind of ninjas that be out there doing that teen takeover crap. So this is why it's okay.
It's okay. He's fine with that.
Yeah. We gonna sit up here in our nice little dress shirts and our nice little ties, and we gonna come correct in front of you, because we know you got our back. If we out here, the police can't touch us.
Mm-mm.
That's exactly the reason why. So this softball freaking attitude, talking dumb, bleeping, full of crap, BS. Next video, please.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, and I see some more people have joined the chat. Prosperity Donald, I think, is from the way he's talking. I think he's from Chicago. He sounds like it. So Chicago, and then Max Bang. Anyone else who's from Chicago? Some of these people are agreeing with you. So again, I think some of them have experienced it. So hit the like button, folks. And we have some new folks in here. Drop your channel link, please, Miss Prosperity. If you're enjoying this content, okay, Donald says he's from Ohio. All right. If you're enjoying the content, go ahead and subscribe. All right, we're gonna listen to just a little bit more. I want you to hear the lies. He makes a statement.
Y'all gonna listen to them lies. I'm muting his ass.
Well,
you go ahead. You go ahead. Y'all want to listen to it? Y'all go ahead.
I want them to hear the lie about the illegal immigrants.
I'm coming to the chat. F that lick.
I want them to hear what the lie where he says illegal immigrants are not taking jobs from Americans.
To say that to me is it's redundant. Yeah. Because everything that come out of his mouth is a lie.
Everything.
So what is there to believe?
Yes.
If somebody starts off being a liar, hi Alan.
How you doing?
If someone starts off being a liar, what's the chances you're gonna start believing what they got to say later?
Boom.
This is like the boy that cried wolf.
You got it.
That's Brandon.
That's him.
So you want me to hear y'all put it in the chat if y'all want to hear any more. That's what I'll let y'all decide that, because I'm coming to the chat. This one here. That's why you ain't hear me talking about this, sis. That's exactly
I know
why. Yep.
Because you like,
I'm on beforehand. I told you can cut that crap off.
Okay. Yeah, and
almost not too much that I didn't hear or seen about him. So I'm thinking maybe it might be something that was truly that I didn't know about, but no. No, I look at the source. I'm looking at them little knuckleheads that's sitting up there, that's perpetrating, trying to pretend like they all studious and everything. No, these kids can't teach me nothing.
No.
And I know the Bible says out of the mouth of babes, you can learn things, okay? Because little kids, I was one of them little kids. But these here are not. They are programmed on a systematic schedule to do what he wants them to do. There it is. Next.
Did you hear it? Yeah, and that pretty much what Prosperity said. Hey, we've been talking about for the past year, Prosperity. And again, he's talking about the ultra rich and all of these things, and he is not poor. He's forgetting to tell them that.
No, you're not poor when you're a crook and stealing in the system and doing the work of the devil, and you got those who are supporting them. Hell no, you ain't poor, because they're gonna pull it into your pocket so you don't open up your fat ass mouth.
Those are facts.
And rat them out.
Yep.
Oh, I'm working with the court system too, so I know.
Yes, ma'am. Boom. Chaos and riots. Okay, Donald. And then they look at some clips of what ICE is doing, and of course they're saying how horrible that is. All right. So we'll just look at one more little short portion here.
You want to get to that part where you want us to get to, please? Because the rest of this is bull. I'm telling you. I'm just gonna keep it real, sis. You know I'm keeping it real. It's bull.
I'm trying to.
BS. It is bull crap. It is so much bull. It's a boatload. BOS. Boatload of it.
Woo! I told you all she was on one today. I told you.
Y'all don't want the truth. I'm telling you, don't want the truth. Y'all, you think Bernie Mac was always saying, "Yeah, you don't want the truth. You don't want to." No, I'm for real.
Okay.
I'm straight up on it. I'm not getting ready to come up here and lie. I don't have no time to be lying. I just don't have no time for that stuff. Just keep it real. I like it when a person keep it real with me. Just tell me so we can get straight to the issue. I don't need all that BSing around. I don't need to be fed and all that manure.
And basically I missed the super chat. Max Bang. Thank you for the super chat, Max. Let me send you some hearts in the comment section and read your comment. Max said, I don't care if someone doesn't look like me. They can be green with little antennas for all I care, but I care about common sense. Boom. Didn't we talk about that earlier, Prosperity?
I gave you a thumbs up on that, Max.
Yes, don't you remember? Yes, look what Alan said, a boatload of Alan.
Thank you, Alan. There it is. I'm gonna have to get me a little emoji with that too.
Oh my God.
There it is, Alan. Because see, a piece of it is not worthy. A boatload is worthy of when these people are talking and when these people are lying up here.
Yeah, and I don't have to play it. It's something we've already talked about. I can just say it. He lied to these young people and said that immigrants were not taking jobs from Americans. And he also talked about, 300,000 Black women lost their jobs and all of these things. A lot of people lost their jobs. Trump shut down, so he's making it seem like it was just Black. A lot of people lost their jobs.
You don't do no repeat the same old lies and bull crap.
Yeah.
So that's why I said there ain't nothing new coming from under the sun with him.
Oh, yeah.
He ain't nothing but a guy. And then he got a little floating parrot out there. Wait till you see the next video. He got a little floating parrot. A puppet parrot.
Is it on your
parrot?
Is it on your video, your channel?
I sent it to you. Yep.
On TikTok?
No.
Is it on?
No, I had texted that to you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I said that's
I guess we've seen enough of that. Like I said, it's some things that we've already talked about. He sat there the entire time. He lied to these young people. And everything was Trump's fault. And he said, the corporations are greedy And you know, the trillionaires are making money. He didn't talk about all the people that he papered up, not just the illegal immigrants. Think about the food services, the hotels that received all that money, that federal money, the nurses that were paid like $100 an hour to work at the immigrant shelter. So a lot of people, the security guards that were working at the shelters. So he gave a lot of people, I mean, millions and millions of dollars. And then, how you doing, Brenda? Also, you remember, think back to 2022, Miss Prosperity. Do you remember that Venezuelan family? So again, this is what they do. They cause people to bump heads. It was a Venezuelan migrant family. I think it was 2022. And they had just moved into a new home in the Austin neighborhood. Tell me if you remember this. And they were first-time home buyers, and they received a first-time home buyer. Yeah. You remember that?
Yeah.
So how do you expect people to feel? They've lived there all their lives, and they can't get anything. And you bring in people who aren't even Americans, and they get the red carpet treatment. And then the city of Chicago even purchased their furniture. How are Americans supposed to feel? I'm just asking for a friend. And so who's going to stand up for Chicago? No one, right? It's a sanctuary city. I do not blame President Trump. Cut funds to any city that remains or wants to remain as a sanctuary city. How you doing, Sherry Yelverton? I don't have a problem with that. Brenda says, hello, Prosperity.
Yeah, I just responded to Brenda. Keep me in prayer, lady. Keep me in prayer.
Oh my God. Look, I've been trying to pray. Prosperity's been off the chain. I told you that. I can't do anything with her.
I ain't got time to be holding back, god dang it. I'm tired. I'm tired of the bull. I'm tired of the bull.
Yeah, you get fed up.
You can only hold back so long with the BS.
Yeah. You
can only hold back so long.
Yep. Okay, I'll stop with the video because it's
thank you.
Boom.
I say that out loud.
Because I'm trying to keep Miss Prosperity from having to take any more pills. But
yeah. In case y'all didn't know, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all.
Tell them.
I take some FU pills. FU, and FU2. Those are the kind of pills I take.
I'm praying for her, folks. I am. CJ. We're trying to hold it together.
And they natural. They not pharmaceutical either. I'm not taking their pharmaceutical crap.
Nemo's laughing at you.
Look, ashwagandha. Triple up the dosage. Also, holy basil. Okay? God dang herbal tea. See, this is what the crap I need to deal with these ninjas. Okay? Make sure you get your green veggies in you. Mm-hmm.
I told you she was on one today. Okay.
Get the protein.
Laughing. Nemo's laughing at you. Oh my God.
Armalite. Get those nutrients in you. Because when you deal with these ninjas up in here, you're gonna need it.
Mm-hmm. I'm queuing up the next video. I told you she was on one today. Hit that like. If you are new here, do me one small favor and hit that subscribe button as well. Okay, is this the video you wanted me to share, Prosperity?
Brandon Johnson releases his bulldog. Oh, yes, that is.
Okay. Here we go. Let me get the closed captioning on. All right, here we go.
Welcome to Prosperity's channel. Whether it is winter, spring, summer, or fall, rain, sun, leaves, or snow, we will bring you news from Chicago and keep you in the know. Now, let's get started with the show.
The city of Chicago is suing the Trump administration to block restrictions over federal grants meant for the city. The lawsuit, filed jointly with St. Paul, Minnesota, targets funds from the Justice Department's Community Policing Hiring Program. And the lawsuit claims a DOJ directive made earlier this year blocks the funding from cities that use DEI policies. The funding that could be lost would pay for 50 new police officers. The lawsuit claims the directive violates several acts within the U.S. Constitution.
While Chicago's selected mayor, Brandon Johnson, is busy running to the UN to tell on President Trump like a whimpering baby, now he is actively suing the DOJ with our money for $6.25 million to pay for 50 officers.
Question. Can the Trump administration turn around and sue Brandon Johnson for the millions that he spent on non-American citizens? Boom. I'm asking for a friend. Okay. All right.
You just can't make this crap up. He has a police detail of 150 plus officers from our tax dollars, and he is suing the government that we fund to be able to have more money. The question is, who got something on Brandon that he will forsake the citizens of the city of Chicago? Fight harder than anyone alive to keep giving our funds to illegal aliens and make a mockery of himself? Don't no one fight this hard for non-citizens and not have a gain or a threat against them. Illinois has spent more than $2.5 billion since 2021. Local reports say Chicago spent about $255 million on housing and aid in 2022 to 2023. The Chicago Police Department faces a near 1,000 officers shortfall and was asked to find $98 million in cuts. The National Police Association has urged reallocating some migrant-related funds to police training and recruitment.
This department is suing the city of Chicago and state of Illinois over their immigration policies. The lawsuit alleges the policies put Americans at risk. Our Sabrina Franza has been digging.
One moment here.
This
story right here was earlier this year. The one that we just heard, that's recent. That was like as of this month. So this story right here, this was earlier when Johnson was being sued, him, Pritzker, and all that. That was this year earlier from when you talked about lawsuit.
Okay.
The one that we just listened to about him wanting to get that $60 million or so from the president or federal government.
Right.
That's a recent lawsuit that he had filed.
Okay.
A lot of people are not aware that he's filing for 50 police officers to have funding. But he got 150 on his watch detail all around the clock. Let's make it make sense, y'all.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Governor J.B. Pritzker says that in the state of Illinois, they have done nothing but follow the law. The DOJ says the opposite. And now we'll have to prove that Illinois and the city of Chicago passed legislation that inhibited immigration enforcement in the city and in the state. A new lawsuit attempts to end Illinois' sanctuary status. The DOJ suing the state, city, and its leaders, saying local laws like the Illinois Trust Act or Chicago's Welcoming City Ordinance violate the importance of enforcing our nation's immigration laws, and looks to put an end to the long-standing idea that Chicago is a sanctuary city and Illinois is a sanctuary state. Governor J.B. Pritzker says he is looking forward to seeing the federal government in court. Mayor Brandon Johnson added his legal team is reviewing the suit over sanctuary status.
I will support the Constitution of the United
States. An idea that goes all the way back to 1985, when then Mayor Harold Washington signed an executive order stating that all residents of the city of Chicago, regardless of their citizenship, should have access to the same opportunities and benefits as anyone else.
Repeat. You heard correctly.
All residents of the city of Chicago.
Everybody see that? All residents to receive equal to citizens without paying taxes, but they're getting paid. Boom. And we know that's exactly what happened.
That's what I wanted to point out. These executive orders for the sanctuary city. And Brandon responded, nobody had anything to say when the Ukrainians came here. See, Brandon is going back into the skin colors again.
Yep.
Exactly. Because when you're saying Ukrainians, we know them people, white folks.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about the people who's coming from a lot of these other Spanish countries, they're going to have some melanation.
Yep.
They call them brown, but see, they all colors too.
That's right.
They from white to dark brown.
That's right.
But yet he tries to identify it as the discrimination
White versus black.
against
Yep. That's what he did.
Latino people.
That's what he did.
You don't even bring up the Africans.
No. But he's making it all about race.
Regardless of their citizenship, should have access to the same opportunities and benefits as anyone else. That sentiment was reinforced by former Mayor Lori Lightfoot during her term, and especially during President Trump's first 4 years in office.
Chicago Police Department will not cooperate with ICE on any immigration-related business, and that's affected their ability to conduct immigration raids across the city. But that's exactly our intention.
Illinois ranks 5 in the country for the amount of undocumented immigrants living.
Let me pause that so everyone can get a good look at that.
Now, that was 2022. Of course, those numbers have changed as of current.
Right.
But it's still too darn high.
Yes.
We're probably above Florida at this point for sure.
You think so? Okay, so yes, California, Texas, Florida, New Jersey, Illinois, New York, and so you're thinking Illinois is definitely above Florida at this point?
Yeah, and you know what? I don't even see Arizona on here.
Wow.
Remember they were flooding into Arizona?
Yep, I do. Yeah. Wow.
They must have just disappeared off the map. Or their numbers are so low, but they were coming in by the droves down in Arizona when they started blocking Texas.
Yeah, I know, because I saw some people, some landowner and some farmers down there were angry, and they were having some issues with that. So I know what you're talking about. It was really bad.
In the state, behind California, Texas, Florida, and New Jersey, according to the most recent Homeland Security data. Only California, Illinois, and New Jersey are sanctuary states. One former Chicago police superintendent says those sanctuary laws do inhibit police from finding criminals.
I think that there's enough checks and balances on the police these days that we don't have to tell them you can't go and cooperate with another law enforcement agency.
If you still support people like this in office, check your pulse, check your IQ, and check yourself from every aspect.
And not check your IQ.
That's where
not to check it. Not to check your IQ. Oh
yeah, check your IQ. If people didn't like it, oh well, I don't care. Because that's where we at. You need to check your IQ.
Shots fired. Oh my God. OMG. I love it. I love it.
Anytime, foreigners are entitled to your money, your benefits, your property, and anything else. You are insignificant and only worth a vote to these same people.
Where are the lies? Did you just say? Let me go back. I want you to hear what she said again. Anytime foreigners are entitled to your money, to your benefits. Let me let you hear that again. That's where I get angry.
Significant and only worth a vote to these same people that will continue to screw you over. This is the democratic progressive way to people who don't want better and won't do better. That is 100% facts in the very face of those who support this hypocritical nonsense.
Okay.
Checks and balances on the police these days that we don't have to tell them you can't go and cooperate with another law enforcement agency.
If you still support people like this in office, check your pulse, check your IQ, and check yourself from every aspect. Anytime, foreigners are entitled to your money, your benefits, your property, and anything else. You are insignificant and only worth a vote to these same people that will continue to screw you over.
Facts.
This is the democratic progressive way to people who don't want better and won't do better. That is 100% facts in the very face of those who support this hypocritical nonsense. You don't need any more evidence when you are paying to secure the entire kingdom of Brandon Johnson, but he leaves us wide open for danger. I said it and will say it again, 150 officers protecting him and his, while you have no protection, and you better hope someone will be there to help you, like he has for all of his. Oh, it's real, all right. The fake front they have been putting on is an outright lie. Pritzker did not endorse BJ, and it gets more intense as funding is halted by the state too. We just don't have the money story is replaying to Brandon, like he, Little Feet, and others played the Black communities. Karma is not a game. It is a tool that multiplies into something more.
These cruisers jeopardizing the public safety, so this had to come to some sort of a conclusion. And you can see there are squads, 1, 2, 10, 20 squads just around the ambulance itself. More are getting in, and they literally carried that individual back to a squad car back.
Getting back to police. Look at the number of police cars that arrived for a stolen ambulance earlier this week. But funding should go to illegal aliens, and Brandon has a mega number of cops on his detail.
Back of their own squad car, and this individual is not going to be capable of jumping in the front seat of that squad car and taking off. Obviously,
let me tell you about this.
Go ahead, sis.
Somebody with a light-skinned complexion. I'm looking at it from a helicopter view now, so I was able to see who the criminal was that did this.
Wow.
Stole the ambulance that happens to be in the same community Brandon Johnson lives in.
What?
From the hospital.
What?
This person single-handedly by themselves started driving down one-way streets the wrong way, though. Then they got onto Chicago Avenue. I'm not far from Chicago Avenue. And then they did a code, I believe it's a 10-1. That means all police on deck, all police to come to the scene, because they said that this person had fired shots at the police in the ambulance. Over 50-something officers, detectives, and all others had appeared on this scene for that one truck.
Whoa.
You seeing a part of it, not all of them is seen in this view, because I was trying to get the aerial view from all over, but there's some buildings there where cars are parked on the side of that are officers. They blocked off the whole entire area and rerouted all the traffic around them that day.
Wow.
But there was over 50 cars. Now, we don't know if they had partners in their cars too. So if you got over 50 cars and then you may have a partner with you, that's 2 men now that is all being diverted from any other crime to the one source.
That's what I was going to ask you. What if someone was carjacking or stealing? You happen to call the Chicago PD, but they're all there. What are you supposed to do?
Right, because see, this is okay. What's not okay is when it has anything to do with illegals. So we don't know who it was. I don't know. I didn't find out. I didn't follow up on this story. But I just know I saw somebody with a light-skinned complexion.
Wow.
Now, if it was someone illegal, I'm going to tell you right now, you ain't going to hear no more about it.
Boom.
Because I ain't hear no more about this.
And you won't. Hey, so there's the answer.
That's why I said they turned all angelic in 2025. Oh, these are like saints flying around this flipping city.
Prosperity. You know what I think? In my opinion, they were committing so many crimes, not just in Chicago, but in New York and all these other places where they had been, shipped to. And it made the Democrats look so bad. Like you said, particularly with the crimes where they were essaying and unaliving people. They said, oh, we have to stop this. No, what are you talking about? Hey, this guy's father of the year, like the gang member they were all going down there to see in El Salvador. And I told you, I've been looking at a lot of shorts, and the people are screaming and recording, leave him alone, he's a father. And then I go back and check, and he essayed 5 or 6 year old girl. So They're saying.
Did I not say that in the chat earlier, y'all?
Yes, they're
It be
talking
the
about
same ones.
They just came here to work hard, and they have committed some heinous crimes.
Mm-hmm.
And the Democrats, no, they came here for a better life. No, you came here because the freebies were offered to you. Some of these people went through 3, 4, 5, 6 other countries to get here because Jim Crow Joe Biden and the Curry Queens, Kamala Harris, told them to come. So
and those are not. And those are not our asylum laws. Our asylum laws do not dictate. You go through all the countries.
They came here for freebies and prosperity, like me and you have discussed on the phone, came here talking trash, and you and your husband, as taxpayers of Chicago, have to sit there and be disrespected by people who came here illegally as they tell you no more money for you. You lazy. They don't know you from Adam's house cat, and they're using your getting free money, your tax dollars, and they come here talking trash to you. How you doing, Ridge Rider? Hello. So, yeah, I see why you have a serious problem with that. I do too.
Huge.
You're using my money, and you're coming here disrespecting and talking trash to me.
No assimilation. Domination is what's on their mind. No assimilation, domination.
Yep.
And Brandon is the co-author of it because he put it in his executive order to put them in our communities. Back in May of this year, when he set his demon sang the soul up in the church, he spoke about Black people. I got that video on here too. He spoke about Black people, and Black people are giving people. Black people are forgiving people. Black people are this. Black people, it's like, but he plays Black people like they're fools.
Like a fiddle.
We open up our hearts and we open up our houses. We open up things to people. But one thing that the Bible tells us to be wise, be watchful, be vigilant.
Yep.
Be discerning. Because when we don't do that, that's on us.
Yep.
That's our fault. Because we can't allow anybody to come in. Because, see, Satan knows how to play you. Satan knows your heart. Well, he knows your mind for sure. He don't really know your heart, but he knows your mind. Because that's the only thing that he has access to is the mind. So that he can try to defraud you. He can try to trick you up and make you feel guilty.
That's what
play
he does.
on your emotions.
Yep.
And then next thing you know, you giving in. And then you find yourself screwed.
Yeah, because he as you said, when Emperor Johnson was up there, Black people are forgiving and they're kind and they're help you. We don't want to hear all that crap.
No, he's giving us away to them so that they can come and play it. See what I'm saying? How he opened us up?
Because people wear their emotions on their shoulders.
Right.
And Black people this and that. No, stop using my tax money to take care of people who are not citizens in this country. I don't
they're okay
care
with
about
it.
How kind or caring I am.
They're okay with it. They don't mind. They don't mind.
Right.
It don't matter that they homeless. It don't matter that they hungry. It don't matter that they need clothes on their back, the bare necessities. It don't matter about none of that. We could just go ahead and take it from them and give it to y'all, because y'all are like guests. And see, when you had guests that come over back in the day, you used to get the guest your bedroom. And guests ain't getting my bedroom, okay? If I ain't got a bedroom, the guests don't come.
Right. And
this is where they take it back to.
Exactly. Ridge Rider. Border jumping is a crime in any country. Boom. Sharice, how are you? It's not the responsibility of America to give foreigners a better life. Boom. No, it's not, Sharice. All foreigners should do the work and fix their own right. Stay in your own country and make that better. Hit that like button, folks.
Yeah.
If you are enjoying this content, hit that subscribe button and make sure it is on all notifications. Sister Prosperity, drop your channel link, love, because we have a couple of new people in here. Ridge Rider, I think, is new, and Sharice is new. All right. Here we go.
No reservations whatsoever about getting into a fully marked ambulance and getting onto a
Progressive income tax or graduate income tax in the state.
And what is going to happen? Yes.
Yeah,
or the surcharge.
You know that I've worked very hard to get that passed.
Thank you for being here, Governor. And you got one more second. No. One more second. Let's take police is arresting protesters. When are we going to be? No, I was talking to them. Who are you protecting, brother? Who are you protecting, brother? What are you doing? Don't get in my face. I was asking a question. Relax. Ask a question.
Hey, I appreciate your passion.
Very demanding.
I ask a question.
I'm with you.
Ask a question.
We're with you. I know we gotta get our fight. We're good. The biggest is full of shit. We're all here for veterans. I'm not saying that anyone's here for everyone.
What happened right after the press conference? Byron Sigcho Lopez confronts the governor about his opposition to Mayor Johnson's proposed employee head tax.
I want to talk about what we need to do to help our community.
What we need is a progressive income tax or graduate income tax in the state.
And what is going to happen? Yes.
Yeah,
or the surcharge.
You know that I've worked very hard to get that passed when I first got elected.
Yes, I mean, listen, and you got one more second. No. One more second. No.
More are Alderman Sigcho Lopez and 34th Ward Alderman Bill Conway. Welcome, both of you. Alderman Sigcho Lopez, this was a press conference for veterans. Why confront the governor on the employee head tax?
Well, we today remember veterans like Miguel Perez Jr., when a personal friend who was deported to Mexico. It is important that we know that
for 1 second.
Okay, there you go.
This is the same man, many of you may not know, Alderman Byron Sigcho Lopez, that his constituents that were the Hamas folks that constantly keeps up war, keeps up nothing but confusion, burnt the American flag while he was speaking.
Yep.
On his little pulpit podium. That's what I call it, because see, they think they preaching to us. Okay.
Right.
And he claimed he did not see the flag burning right there in front of his face.
Yeah.
This man has no allegiance to United States of America, but yet he's an alderman.
Wow.
Brandon Johnson does the Pledge of Allegiance every one of his council meetings. You all will also find the video on my channel where I show that flag burning at the top too, because Brandon don't pledge no allegiance to us. He pledges allegiance to the demons that he serves.
Boom.
This one here, I will not stand for the Pledge of Allegiance at City Hall.
This guy right here.
Pardon me?
This guy, right, Alderman Byron
Sigcho Lopez. Oh, yes.
He won't stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, I don't know if he don't stand. I'm saying I don't.
Okay.
I don't stand for the Pledge of Allegiance down there in the Devil's Den.
Oh.
Because I know it's what it is. When when he bring in his preachers to pray, priests, preachers, rabbi, whatever you want to call them, I don't participate in their prayers either.
Do you run?
Nope, I shut it down. I go to doing other stuff that I'm doing. I might go to the washroom or whatever I might do, but I don't participate.
Wow.
When I started listening to what they pray, going on out on my channel, y'all want to hear some of this crap that they be praying.
Wow.
I got a whole video, a post out there with these fake rabbi preachers and priestess and so forth, and the crap that they say.
Wow.
So nope, I don't get involved with them. Nope.
Okay.
That's all I want to say about that. I wanted people to know who this person was.
Yes, ma'am.
And he is.
Friends that are serving, and I'm grateful for Governor Pritzker to pardon him so that we can continue helping and protecting our community. The fact of the matter is that Trump and his cronies want chaos in our city, and we need to tax those billionaires and corporations who got in $1 trillion of benefits from these crooks while our communities are starving. They're literally people who cannot go to school, cannot help, cannot work. And in a moment like that, it is critical that we also talk about how we're going to prevent the chaos and violence that Trump wants in our city. And that means that we need to charge the rich, the corporations, the people who don't pay taxes while our communities are being terrorized, and these mercenaries get bonuses. So it was important that we discuss that. I think in what you show in the video, I don't know if Alderman Rodriguez heard me or what I was talking about. I do think that is important that we have these conversations as we should as elected officials.
Alderman Conway, do you believe the city should have this conversation with the governor, and do you believe that was the right way to approach it?
Well, first of all, Paris, I want to thank you for honoring veterans with your coverage tonight.
Because I know you like to hear about these aldermen.
Yes, I do.
This one here. His daddy is a millionaire. Multi if so. So he come from a little money.
Oh, wow.
But also in his own ward, Mr. Conway decided that he wants to try to run away the people who were protesting the abortion clinic.
Really?
Oh, yeah, they got him out there. They got a copy of him out there while they were protesting. He came out there like he getting ready to punch him out. On top of that, he signed up to run for mayor.
Oh, God.
Y'all better know about this. Anybody in Chicago?
Wow.
Because see all this suit and white collar and tie. Don't let a person fool you, y'all. We're gonna go into this. I'm telling y'all, we're gonna get to this word. Y'all gonna leave with the word of God, knowing y'all are girded up and prepared to protect. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
That's certainly meaningful for me as a veteran and all those who served. When I think about the fiscal situation we find ourselves in this city, we really need to grow the size of the city, and that's going to require housing, and that's going to require jobs. And I think putting a jobs tax on will in fact do the opposite of that, and tax the behavior that we're trying to create. Additionally, we have to be honest about the numbers. I know the mayor and his allies say this will hit 3% of companies, but in reality, it's going to hit a third of our private sector workforce if you do the math on that.
Alderman Sigcho Lopez, what about the concerns around the employee head tax, let's say, because that's been the most controversial proposal so far in the mayor's budget, that it will discourage businesses from operating in the city?
Look, the fact of the matter is that
That's
corporations
me
like
adding sound effects.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, when did you get a dog? Boom. Okay.
Some of them are actually complicit in what is going on in our country. They are complicit in how they are funding terror against our community. So they should pay their fair share. This is a tax that was unfortunately given as a giveaway for the corporations by Rahm Emanuel, Mayor 1%. And this is why in our community, we need to tax corporations and billionaires so we can survive this shameful attack. It is important. I think we come from very different communities. Alderman Conway and I come from very different communities. The realities of our communities are vastly different. So what we're asking, if we don't want to charge billionaires and corporations, then who do you want to make sure that they pay the blunt? Are those the same average working class families, those veterans that we're supposed to honor to make sure that we address the issue of homelessness, the issues that we have in our communities? I mean, the veterans who need mental health, the veterans who need health services for housing. So how are we going to address that when we're not talking about new revenue? And new revenue cannot come by more property taxes as it has come year after year. It has to come from those corporations and rich people who don't pay their fair share and getting a lot of tax breaks by the dictator-in-chief.
Alderman Conway, new revenue will likely have to come from somewhere with a $1.15 billion gap. If it's not going to be the employee head tax, what do you think it's going to be?
Well, I think it is important that before we ask the taxpayers for more money, we are looking at what we can do to make city government more efficient. I mean, the mayor's office and city taxpayers paid Ernst & Young for a report, and we just don't seem to be following their recommendations on taxpayer savings. Instead, we're adding fees on social media, adding fees on jobs, adding fees on Ubers, instead of looking at the savings that Ernst & Young put forth regarding fleet optimization and real estate savings and other things.
Yeah, Alderman Sigcho Lopez, there was this hearing yesterday. Ernst & Young was paid $3 million to come up with ways to cut some costs, and it came up with up to $1.4 billion in cuts. The mayor's gotten some criticism for only incorporating about 80 million of that. Why not incorporate more?
Because in a time where our city is facing a tremendous attack by the federal government, we have to fight in court to get the funding that we are paying the federal government. And in a time like that, and I hear Alderman Conway, wants to make sure that we address the issues of homelessness, the issues of mental health, the issues that also affect veterans, immigrants, and Chicagoans alike. We cannot cut services. I think that is important, and that's what I talked to the governor today. I went to Springfield. I think legislators should go to Springfield to talk about, for instance, how inequitable the formula is. When we pay every dollar that we pay to the state, we only get 80 cents back. So let's talk about that, and let's make sure that, yes, and I think the recommendations do incorporate efficiencies, but not to the point to defund critical services like housing, like mental health, like services that are vital for a city. So yes, we agree that there should be efficiencies. For instance, in the Chicago Police Department, where there's tons of waste, tons of overtime. That's what the report said. Also recommends that there's a lot of overtime that is misspent. There's a lot of misconduct. There's a lot of funding that we should be absolutely saving. So I agree with some of the recommendations from the report, and we should implement it.
What about the police department, Alderman Conway? Overtime has always kind of ballooned beyond what was budgeted, all the payouts because of police misconduct. Is there money to save in the police department?
Well,
what do you think so far? Prosperity, would you like to, could you address Gypsy's question, Prosperity?
They pay someone $3 million to come up with ways to. Yes, Gypsy. Yes, that's Ernst and Young. Ernst and Young with the ampersand sign Young. It's pretty much like an auditing type company that may work into accountings. I worked with them before in other businesses. And what they would do is basically kind of work what I would do is I would go and try to solve the problem and find out where is revenue for a business and problem solving the issue. A lot of times, some of these people who are not as skilled in these areas, they will give you surface level results. I get to the root. That's why you all see a lot of things that I do is detailed, because I'm trying to show the cause and effect. There's always going to be some kind of effect from the cause. So yes, they did. They paid $3 million, and let me make sure I clarify this too, Gypsy. They paid $3 million of taxpayers' dollars.
Whoa.
Okay? Taxpayers to get this report. That Brandon does not want to utilize a lot of what's on there, because the news story that just came out yesterday or so was that if you don't pass this head tax, we gonna hit y'all up for property taxes and other fees, because Brandon don't want to lay off any of his people that works for the federal government. Brandon's telling these people, I got y'all back. But see, got to think about it. The people that Brandon hired, they're primarily in high positions that are getting possibly, if not, six-figure salaries. And a lot of these people, he's tried to make it equal across the board, making sure that he got every various race that's up in there. But when he was at the church back in May, he was talking about all these black people that he had hired, right?
What he said.
Now, come see, this is where I go. Now you hired all these black people up here. What do you got down here that's doing anything? Okay, so that money is going to them. It's not going to the workers, the little low workers, because if you go up into those offices, that's where me and another alderman had a fallout, because I read it and told on his A with his line A. But I go up into these offices when I'm down here, and you got a skeleton crew. It wasn't like that before, but now you got a skeleton. Oh, well, such and such is working from home. Well, hell, I ain't still working from home. When I was able to work from home, now they told me you got to come in. So what's up with that? Then you try to find somebody, you can't find them. Who is this person that wrote me? The name is blah, blah, blah. Where's that person at? Oh, they not in the office. What they at? They're working from home. When you get on the phone and call them and tell them I'm down here and I want to deal with this matter. See, that's what I'm talking about. He gonna tell me why they are supposedly working from home. They double dipping. They are the ones who double dipping, but no, they want to claim somebody who's a law-abiding citizen as a double dipper. Okay, but the ones who are still up here stealing, they the ones that can sit here on these jobs and pretend like they doing their work. Oh, they logged in or whatever the case may be, but they're making money over here on the side. He gonna tell me that's not true. You're a lie.
Oh, wow.
You're a lie. It's not true. So now we going back and forth at it.
Wow. CJ.
Another, let me add this part too. Another Negro. Yeah, another one of them. Because they don't see nothing wrong when it's somebody else. But when you walk your law-abiding A up in a place, they want to try it with you. That's why the officers down there, they say, come on, let's just calm down. No, hell no. Because see, they ain't coming for me. I'm not that one. See, y'all used to punking people around. That's y'all problem. They used to punking people. They used to letting people just stand down and say, okay, sir, okay, master, okay, I'm just gonna let it go. No, if it ain't the truth, it ain't the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
When you sit back and say nothing and do nothing, this is the same kind of crap that they think that they're gonna experience and explore on everybody else that look like you.
Yep.
All right, I digress.
Okay. Gypsy said, oops, open a can of beans. Go ahead and tell it, Prosperity.
I'm gonna tell the truth. That's why I say y'all better be ready to handle the truth. Because I'm gonna tell the truth. That's all you're gonna get out of me. I'm not getting ready to sit up here and lie about any of this stuff. If it's my experience, and I talk to other people, because see, when I go through something, I like to know if other people have experienced that. I want to make sure, is it me? Or have you gone through this? Have you gone through this?
Yeah.
Then I'm going to compile my results together and I'm going to come to my conclusion. And what identifies us to have gone through the same issues?
Right.
Compared to what has made us not go through those same issues?
Yep.
What do we have in common? That you experienced the same thing that I did.
Right.
How did you bring yours versus how did I bring mine? Because see, I'm going to tell y'all, I got a professional side and I got to whoop that A side. I'm just going to keep it real because I'm not about the BS. And when I'm handling business, I'm surely handling business.
Yes, ma'am.
But when you're dealing with this mess, that's why I don't have a tolerance for it.
I understand.
Why I am on this path. I didn't ask to be on this path. I didn't want to. Trust me, I didn't put myself up in this. I was led down this.
And I can't say I blame you because it is a mess. Every day. More and more of it is being exposed.
Stressful.
Yeah.
It is very stressful. Same reason why I didn't go into certain occupations. Because I already know. Clink, clink, by the time I finish going off.
It doesn't want to heed the warning in that report. Oh, yeah. Citizen Kane, thank you for that. RP said, I love this woman, keeping it real. Hey, and that's all she does.
You ain't gonna get nothing else out of me. I'm telling you, I done lived the life, baby. I ain't got time to be sitting up here lying. I'm gonna go back to them granny days because I am a senior. I'm gonna go back to them granny days, but just that this senior here got a lot of energy.
Thank God.
I'm gonna keep it real. Y'all, This is what we miss, y'all. A lot of us miss this, where we didn't have grandparents keeping it real with us. A lot of this information was retained from us. They did not allow us to know what these realities are. They want to keep you as that child, and that's fine. That's fine. But baby, you got to grow up. You got to become an adult. And you need to learn and know about these things. That's why I made it sure with my own kids. Y'all gonna learn this stuff. Y'all gonna know what you going into. I'm gonna prepare you for this. Because if you don't know, then you're gonna go out there and you're gonna fall for the okie doke. And when you fall for the okie doke, then you falling down into the pits of fire. And if somebody else have already walked that shoes with you and you think you better to do it better, okay, go ahead and try. But just know, keep in mind that once you have already been informed of something that can be a roadblock, pay attention to that roadblock.
Yep.
You got a way to get beyond it. I'm not saying that one person only tried it and failed and failed. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that take heed before you go down the path, because somebody without a warning at all is a person who's certain to have more harm done.
That's true. Those are facts. Those are facts. All right, here we go.
I first also want to acknowledge what my colleague said regarding Springfield. I don't think building a better relationship with Springfield will come from physically going after the governor and also our colleague Mike Rodriguez, who's been pretty close, pretty out front on behalf of his community in Little Village. I mean, heck, the guy was hit by a flashbang a few days ago. But I do think that, I think like every department, we need to be looking for efficiencies in the Chicago Police Department. And I think some of the ideas of keeping a tighter rein on overtime spend absolutely have some merit.
Alderman Sigcho Lopez, I do want to go back to that confrontation with the governor, because the governor was basically saying, look, I tried to get the progressive income tax. It didn't work. The voters didn't go for it. Were you satisfied with some of the answers he gave you?
Well, I mean, you heard the conversation, right? I mean, the progressive income tax is something that's not going to materialize overnight. We need to create new revenue. And we also need to talk about, the other thing that is missing. And again, nobody assaulted the governor. I tell you, he in fact stopped to talk. And I give him credit for that. You can see in the images, I think some people who didn't hear the conversation got in the middle, but I want to correct my colleague. Nobody assaulted the governor. I think people in my community has been assaulted, including minors. That is very clear. So I tell you that it is important in a moment like this that we as legislators talk about also the one thing that is missing there that I asked is about state police arresting protesters, but not asking for judicial warrants when people who come to terrorize us. I think that these are very valid questions. We talk about veterans. They have fought for our constitutional rights, including our First Amendment rights, the First Amendment right to speech. And that is so important that we protect today. The conversation with the governor was a conversation as we have as legislators. I don't know what my colleagues heard, but this is exactly the conversations that we must have. The only people assaulted were people in my community, including minors.
What today, Alderman Conway, shifting gears a bit, these reports that Operation Midway Blitz, these deportation efforts are going to ramp down a little bit. We haven't gotten confirmation of that. Do you? What do you feel about these reports?
Well, I hope they're accurate. We've certainly seen some disturbing behavior by ICE in the 34th Ward, from some sort of military-like show of force on Michigan Avenue, all the way to in front of an elementary school in my World Language Academy. A woman was forcibly pulled out of her car by 6 ICE agents and zip tied on the ground while you have elementary school students yelling in the background, "It's ICE, it's ICE." And I had to go spend some time with those parents, obviously, regarding the trauma that happened in that community. So I hope these reports are accurate, and I'm sure my colleague and I agree on that, as do many of my colleagues in City Council.
All right, Alderman Byron Sigcho Lopez of the 25th Ward and 34th
Help
Ward,
us by
Bill
sharing.
Conway,
Thanks.
on that.
Okay, so there's that. So yeah, Prosperity, that is some good info. And Citizen said LaMonica McIver's request to drop the charges. Oh, I hope they throw the book at her. I'm sick of these people. And we're gonna go to your TikTok. Before we do, I have a little short I want to share with you. Since you told us, Prosperity, what's going on, how they're fudging the statistics in Chicago. So because they definitely don't want the illegals to be seen doing anything wrong, committing any crimes, anything like that. So I wanted to show you a video so that you are aware. Hold on, let me get this here and I'll pause it. This is something else that they're doing. And if you are aware of it, let me know. If you were not aware of it, let me know that too. But since Prosperity told us what they're doing in Chicago, I came across this short and I was like, what? So let's watch this short. An illegal decided he was breaking into cars. And this lady, I don't know what he stole from the lady, but he was breaking into cars. So then you see these 2 guys right here. They're plumbers. They were working, doing a plumbing job here in the street. And if you see the guy right here, I don't know if you can see him. He's in the black cap right here. He's the guy, the illegal from Venezuela, who was breaking into the vehicles and who stole something out of her car. So let's watch this clip and make sure you pay close attention to the police report. Now, this happened in Florida, but make sure you look. He's not listed as an illegal. He's listed as white. So again, think about the manipulation of crime statistics, because you heard Prosperity say this earlier. You've heard me say it. They don't want these illegals to look bad at all. Now, if you're an American, who cares? No one cares. So watch this short. I came across this and I was like, okay, I need to share this. Watch this.
Clip is an illegal broke into a woman's truck, stole something from her, and then these plumbers ran him down.
Yeah. This guy right here?
This guy right here? So that's the illegal. They ran him down. Yep. Yeah. And they got him arrested. But, you know, not a perfect world and everything's all f***ed up.
Everyone see that? This was the arrest report. Can everyone see that? Make sure you're looking at that.
Eduardo Ortiz is white, really?
And he told the police he was an illegal from Venezuela. But can everyone see that police report?
Yes.
What does it say? White
male. And with a Hispanic name, Eduardo Ortiz.
Yes. So again, you've heard what Rolynn and Nemo said. This is great. Just be aware. Just because you see statistics, they don't mean that they're accurate. You've heard Prosperity tell you. You've heard what's going on in Washington. They're checking those books. They're not being honest with these crime stats.
I have a video on the channel with that too, where they are speaking on that from the federal government, that they found that they were lying about these stats.
Yeah. And everyone look at the comments. You know, I love comments. And they do that for Democrat statistics. Got to manipulate those crime statistics somehow. They say he's white, so they could count it as a white person crime instead of illegals committing crime. Boom. Where's the lie in that comment?
Well, see, they can't put black in there. And the only reason why they can't put black in there because they're going to arrest a black here regardless.
Okay.
So that's the reason why they use white male.
They put
not black male. Because a black male, see here in Chicago, it's okay to arrest a black male. Because see, that's the anticipation. You're going to, you know, they doing something wrong all the time anyway. Ain't nothing wrong. That, you know, just don't follow no rules and not do nothing.
Right.
I even known of some nice young kids where the police came and pretty much harassed them. And it was just because of the way they look.
Yeah.
Even our statistics says, even for auto crashes, that black people are going to be pulled over higher than Hispanic, than white. And then any other ethnicity, a nationality. It's a known thing that blacks are pulled over higher.
Right. You see this? It's common practice for the jails to list non-whites as white. So, yeah, they don't want what you heard what Prosperity said earlier. They don't want those illegals to look bad at all.
Yep, I figured it out because I went looking for it. Right. I'm like, what's wrong with this picture? What's wrong? Why can't I find no crimes on these things right now? You know, when I'm going to point it out.
They don't want you to. That's
crime is down. Crime is down. Crime is down. That's all Brandon had to say. Crime is down. Our statistics are 30% lower than what it was last year. Yeah, you know why? Because you're 30% lying a-hole. You the one got them altering those numbers. You the one got them standing down against the illegals and these little teen takeovers. You know, so that's why we're giving y'all jobs. But what about their mamas and their daddies? Do their mom and daddies have jobs? Because their mom and daddies are the ones who are going to pay the bills. That's right. Those jobs are only for summertime. What they going to do through the rest of the 3 other seasons? They think only because it's warm out that's the only time that they come out?
Yep.
No. Video games don't keep you that held up that long. I mean, they will do some help.
Yep.
But it's not that long because, see, the body going to get anxious. You know, they got to go burn some of that energy.
Right. So look at this. I worked at a district court in a blue state for a while. Everyone is listed as white. It'd be comical seeing a mugshot of a guy So dark you couldn't make out his features in the picture, and right next to it in big bold letters says white. Yeah, okay, and I'm purple. So yeah. Okay, let's see what else they're saying here.
He's listed as a white male on arrest, even though he's illegal.
Address given, Venezuela. Let's put down white.
So here's the guy, and he told the police that he was an illegal from Venezuela. But you just saw the paperwork. It said he was white.
Probably couldn't even speak English.
Right. But he was able to tell them he was an illegal from Venezuela. But you saw the paperwork.
So they helping him to learn. They helping him to lie.
Right.
For their purposes to cover up their own government.
Right.
Their local government. And this is another thing, y'all, that I tell y'all about. See, I have to make note of this. When people are jumping on this craze binge about Trump, you better look at your local government, because your local government can screw your A over real good. Trump ain't got nothing to do with that.
Nope.
People are selecting in these people in these positions that got it out for you. I'm going to smile in your face and stab you in your back. Backstabbers. That's what they call. I would go through the song, but you know what? You might get strike for that. They don't want you playing something as old as that too. But
yeah,
that's exactly what they are. They're going to play the game. And I mean, they play it good. I'm telling y'all the scripture. I still got to get to it. Because this went on back in the early biblical days. Early biblical days. We're talking about in 1 Samuel. That goes way into the early part of the Bible.
Yep.
There's nothing new under the sun. Nothing new.
No.
The same thing that has happened will reoccur. It may come differently the next time, but it will reoccur until we put an end to it.
Yep.
This is the reason why things continue to go the way they go. We allow these fake so-called leaders to get our minds twisted up to believing who your enemy are.
Yep.
Your enemy is the one who is trying to bring you to your demise.
And they're smiling in your face.
And I don't care what color they are. That is who your enemy is. So when we look at this skin politics thing, or someone that looked like me because they've been through what I've been through, well, are they getting paid what you getting paid? Is the question. Because see, they getting paid their money to screw you.
Yep.
That's exactly how they play. Oh, I learned the game.
Yeah.
I learned the game. Because let me tell you something. I brought this up several times before. Yes, I'm a 6-figure salary getting paid person. But one thing that I had to do is I made a vow. I would never get above myself to down-treat somebody because of the way they salary and they make less than me.
Right.
You come to me wrong, I'm going to clap back. You come to me right, okay, I'm going to open, I'm going to listen to you. And this is what people don't get. And that's why a lot of these people that get into these positions, they screw you. They screw you because they feel safe enough to do it. They're getting paid to do it. If they were somebody in your same classification and pay grade, it wouldn't be as much of that because they had nothing to gain from it.
That's true.
If they're trying to get ahead, they will stomp over you to get there.
Yep.
But let me just repeat myself and repeat real well. The color of the skin will screw you.
Every time.
It will screw you because those same people that I put in the chat earlier, those same people be the same people that will attack you, SAU.
Yep.
Those same people will take your life because you're that close to them that you feel safe and you feel that they will not do you any harm.
You can't see it. You're too close. You can't see the forest for the trees.
When you two inside of the box, you don't see what's going on outside of it. You never stay in a box.
Yeah.
You get yourself outside of that box and you look and see what's going on and everywhere around you. If something don't seem right, that's because something not right. Everyone got availabilities within them to have that inkling of what's happening. You know, you had that intuition. You ignore that intuition. Do you know a lot of people have lost their lives because of ignoring that intuition?
That's right. You better believe it.
I'm telling y'all stuff to help you not to go down that road.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
have been fortunate for what I came through.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is what I was telling my sister Rolynn earlier. When a woman came to a conference that I was at, and she said, not everybody got a silver spoon and they came up with a silver spoon in their mouth like you, she got ripped a new whole bleep hole, okay? Because what you see me at now was not what I came through.
Right.
A lot of times you got to go through some things in order to get to where you want to go.
That's it.
But you need to make sure you keep focused on who is first and foremost, and that is God, not some man. Man is subject to change. Man is subject to lie.
You better believe it.
Especially those that you think you trust in. They be the same ones that get you.
And they've been getting for what, 60 plus years, like you said.
If
You
something
think
don't feel right, you better check it out.
You're looking at
Don't
their
ignore it.
skin. You better be looking at policy. Let me finish playing this, and then we'll go to your TikTok.
Oh yeah, that's the story right there.
Okay.
But then I still got the scripture.
Okay.
A God gonna
So you can't even fully get it right, even when you go run one down. And then this clip is.
So that's the end of that. So I wanted to share, just so you're aware of all the games that they're playing. You heard what Prosperity said. We did a video here on what the crime stats in Washington, because that crazy mayor, she was saying, no, everything's great, no problems here. Yeah. And now they're investigating her books are cooked as well. So let me get this pulled up. So you can't look, oh well, here are the statistics. Don't trust it. Okay.
Yeah, and I can tell y'all this too. I was working for a company that tried to get me to scare those statistics too. And I told them I'm not doing it. I got a God to answer to.
That's it.
So trust and believe the statistics can be what they want them to be.
Right.
But like I told them, if you go and change my numbers from the truth, I got the originals. Because you know who that's going to fall back on? It ain't going to fall back on your manager, and your manager's manager's going to come back to you.
That's it. Which one do you want me to click on? Prosperity.
It's that one that come over one. Those, okay. The fourth and the fifth one. Those are the two I want to talk about.
Yes, okay.
You can start with that one, the one with Brandon on the face right there. That says not illegals. That
this
one.
Okay. Where my little cursor is.
Not that one. The one with Brandon's face. That one right there. Yep.
Guardian/Deep South Press Corp asked the Chicago mayor about the $500,000 funds, which was earmarked for reparations studies of foundational Black Americans. Let's see what he says about that money from 2023 to be managed by Alderwoman Stephanie Coleman.
Preach now. Right? Fabulous. Going with the wind, fabulous. Okay? Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So what has become of the
That's citizen there.
accounting on your on the spending for your reparations plan that you promised on the record to get back with us 5 weeks ago? I mean, what's the caper with the paper? Why is it taking so long?
Well, look, we have put the $500,000 into this reparations working group. That working group is meeting, and so those dollars are actually going towards the work that the working group is doing. Well, I'll ask our budget director to get an account for the $500,000 that's there, but that money is being spent to service to make sure
that reparations becomes something that is not just a study, but a way in which we can actually demonstrate how do we build equity across the city.
Our reporter, Mark.
Oh my God. And again, anyone that believes that lie, first of all, you spent millions. Why anyone would believe him, I don't know. He spent millions on non-American citizens. He didn't do a committee, a study. He just cut the checks. So why anyone in Chicago would believe this clown is going to give them any money? How you doing, Lamont? And we see where the money went. that was a nice clip, Prosperity. And he's too dumb to see that bending over backwards. Yeah, that's all he's doing. Anyone in Chicago that thinks they're going to get some money, any American in Chicago that thinks they're going to get some money from Brandon Johnson, what did you say earlier? They're just dumb, or what did you say?
They need to check their IQ.
Yeah, check their IQ. Something's wrong, for sure. Check their IQ, because they can't have more than 2 brain cells. There's no way. And
so let me give you a little background on her.
Okay.
Even Citizen can do better. But a little background on her. This one here, she's an older woman who is a child of preachers. Okay, she made sure she wanted to make that clear to me. That's on my channel too, y'all. If y'all want to watch that video where I had to chomp her up.
I remember.
So she's a child of preachers, and she constantly goes around with her breasts exposed in the business setting. I brought that up. These little young boys in training, they all up in front of her, but no, she don't think that's inappropriate. So on top of that, she services a predominantly Black ward of people who have low income salaries or probably on public assistance, while she's flaunting around all her designer goods.
Wow.
Okay, flaunting them around. That's why you saw her doing that modeling thing on there. Coming down the hallway with her boobies hanging out, doing the twirl. And then I thought about, who does that twirl? Oh yeah, chick from Atlanta Housewives, right?
Yep.
The twirl. So let's expose her doing her twirl. Then she's gonna do that wicked laugh at the end of it. But you got $500,000 to be in charge of a reparations committee, to do the studies of a reparations committee.
What a joke.
For the Black people. That's been going on since 2023. Okay? Y'all ain't seen no illegals going hungry, starving, or having a homeless area, anything else.
They didn't do a committee, a study. They just cut checks. So
they just cut them checks. They voted on it. And we're going to get to another one of them that look like her. Okay? Because she's a Black woman. I ain't for bashing our people. Don't get me wrong. But God dang it, I'm going to tell the truth. When they wrong, and I'm going to get to that scripture.
Tell it.
Okay? So, therefore, with her doing that, she's screwing over our own people.
Yeah, she doesn't care. It's her money.
Uh-huh.
She has her money.
But now let's go to that next one. You can just show it. It's not a video. It's just a picture, but it has a song behind it. So you can just stop the music if you want to.
This one?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just
okay.
Basically, the song gives you reap what you sow. This is the same older woman, y'all, who's over the reparations committee, now getting ready to have an immigrant and refugee committee for the illegals to know how to get their rights promoted out there against the officers. Boom, go figure that. Come Tuesday. Now you see what I'm talking about when you expose these demons. Because you can't be helping the people who you stealing money from and giving it over to the thieves who you taking up from the ones you're supposed to be helping over here. So this is the game. Yes, Nemo.
Yes, Nemo. This is the game.
Nemo. Yes, yes, yes. I had to put this on blast. They lying.
Oh my God.
And let me also add to this. Y'all know that same lady y'all saw the other day that was at that little meeting where they were collecting that money from them Hamas, Gamas, or whatever you want to call them? The lady, that alderman that got up there, the black alderman?
Yes.
She is the vice chair who never show her face at those meetings. She only come on virtually with no face showing, okay?
Wow.
Only her voice. But she's the vice chair of that same committee, immigrant, refugee, immigrants committee, that she always fighting for the black people in her ward. She's always fighting for blacks. But she is the assistant chair to Andre Vasquez, who is the chairperson that is all for you immigrants that they call them, because you know they're illegal aliens to us.
So her mouth is saying, no, black brothers and sisters, I'm here for you. But her actions say something else. And they keep voting for these people who keep playing in face. They're not doing anything.
Boom.
Stop it.
Boom. Boom. Another black face up there. This is what black faces in high places. Another black face who is not doing anything more for blacks, but they show promote. Y'all see it right there. It's right there on your screen. You go on my TikTok, it's right there. I ain't hiding it. And look at who it says for her ward, and that's for the people who are illegals in her ward. We're going to have a meeting for y'all because we're going to be discussing recent immigration updates and how these changes impact families, residents right here in Chicago. Stay informed, y'all. Stay informed. Stay empowered. Stay engaged. You see how they buffing them up? You see that, bull?
But you gotta keep out there. But what do they keep telling? Vote for your black brothers and sisters so they can do this, that, and the third for you. They're not doing any. They're not thinking about you. Stop being stupid. Stop it.
Now we gonna get to what the Lord showed me. Praise the Lord. Because the Lord knows, it's like, okay, daughter, you just came out of prayer and you're repenting again. I was still mad, even in prayer. I was still mad. We're going to go to, Israel demands a king. 1 Samuel chapter 8. Israel demands a king. We're going to correlate that into today's world. Now it came to pass when Samuel was old that he made his sons judges over Israel. Y'all can imagine what Samuel was in those days because they were black Israelites due to the location of the earth of where a lot of people were. Okay. Their skins were dark complexions. The name of his firstborn was Joel, and the name of his second was Abijah. They were judges in Beersheba. Go look and see what Beersheba had going on. But his sons did not walk in his ways. They turned aside after dishonest gains, took bribes, and perverted justice. Okay. Then all the elders of Israel gathered together and came to Samuel at Ramah and said to him, look, you are old and your sons do not walk in your ways. Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations. Now, Israel didn't have a king. Israel's leader was God. There was no king in Israel. I want y'all to hear this. There was no kings. CJ, not at that time. There was no kings. Jesus was king when he came to the earth. Jesus was alive before the invention of the earth. but Jesus was not here and noted as a king because Israel had not spoken yet about the one to come. Get your Bible, CJ, get your Bible. Now, they had no king, but they wanted a king. And let me go into that part. But the thing displeased Samuel when they said, give us a king to judge us. So Samuel prayed to the Lord, and the Lord said to Samuel, heed the voice of the people and all that they say to you, for they have not rejected you, but they have rejected me, that I should not reign over them. According to all the works in which they have done since the day that I brought them up out of Egypt. And we know black people were in Egypt. And we know the people of Israel and Hebrews blended into Egypt because they had the same color skin. That's how they were able to live among the Egyptians, even to this day, with which they have forsaken me and served other gods. So they are all doing to you also. Now, therefore, heed their voice. However, you shall solemnly forewarn them and show them the behavior of the king who will reign over them. Now, let's get to this, y'all. Let's get to this. Y'all can finish reading 1 Samuel chapter 8. No, you finish reading it, but let me get to this. How does that correlate to today? You got black leaders that look like you.
Yep.
You have Hispanic leaders that look like you. You have white leaders that look like you. This is when God gave them a king, somebody that looked like them, that he's going to put them in charge of them, because see, these people are looking for these handouts, not hand ups. They want people who they're saying that's going to be righteous above them. But the only righteous is God. Then he sent his son Jesus. Okay. So there was no righteous per se. They may had a good spirit, a good heart. So Samuel was one that they foreseen that had a good heart. And Samuel judged fairly. But Samuel put his sons over the people as judges. Samuel knew his own children. So when a person don't know their children and then they're going to put them in these roles, what do you think is going to happen? They called Samuel out and said, your sons don't walk in your ways. Your sons are not like you. But yet you made them judges over us. When God was saying to the people all the time, when he was leading them up out of Egypt, my head didn't jump on my face. This is real, y'all. This is real. I ain't playing. So now I just gonna kick it back. But people are like doing all this. Oh, hell no, this is mine. And I ain't paid for it either. It grew up out of my scalp. So going back to that. So I'm on the roll. So these same people are no different than the people of today. Your Brandon Johnsons, your Jeanette Taylors, your Stephanie Colemans, your Obama, your Obama. We want a black president. Oh no, I know y'all remember that. We want a black president. We don't care what the president does. We just want him to look like us.
That's what they said.
What did he do for y'all? What did he do for y'all?
Nothing.
Put it in the comments. What did Obama do for you blacks?
Nothing.
Put it in the comments. Because I'm still waiting to see. How long ago was it that he was president? And still screwing you over. He used Biden to do the same. He was doing Kamala to do the same. Yet that man had no good intentions for any of us. He immediately passed the gay laws soon as he virtually got into office.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all didn't see, you don't see one black hate crime written up, but yet blacks have the highest hate crimes, according to the FBI statistics. Okay? So I brought this up so that y'all can see. See, I'm gonna bring y'all them receipts. There they are. This was happening way before we were even put on this earth. But yet, keep falling for the same trap.
That's right.
Wake up. Wake the hell up. Because this is what will take you out. These same people who claim they for you. That's why I had to call this out, because I walk by experience. I'm not walking by sight. I walk these paths. I know what goes down. But the only thing is, so many of us have, and so many of us can probably relate to me, but we're not going to talk about it. That's fine. You don't have to. I will. Because I want y'all to be safe from this kind of rhetoric and bull crap. Because this is exactly what it is. They play you. It ain't about getting in here and putting somebody in office because they look like you. What did they do to earn that position? Is the question. I don't care what color you are.
Right.
Ain't no DEI crap. All of that. No, do you have the skills? Do you have the knowledge? Do you know what you're doing? Can you help me get there? That's what I'm talking about. And I got a passion for this stuff, y'all. So apologize if my voice is getting very loud. Because I do have a passion for this. I have a passion for watching people succeed, not to fail. I don't do things to try to hold people down. I do things to help you get up. I got there, you can do it too. It's not enough for all of us. It's plenty. God's world is plenty. God owns the silver and the gold and all the jewels, the oils and everything else. The dollar was brought in by man. That's why a dollar can lose its value, but not what God has treasured. He put it right in the Garden of Eve at the beginning of the earth. All of that. You go read in the book of Genesis. It talks about all of the riches that existed. The seed for herb bearing. All of them. So this is why I'm saying you cannot go by color of the skin.
Nope.
You have to look at what that person is bringing to the table. That is going to be a benefit. And it's called an asset, not a liability. There's a difference. Assets is when you're growing, you're gaining, you're moving ahead. A liability is what your credit card is. A liability is what your car note is. A liability is everything that is negative, that's basically not benefiting you. But it's giving you false prosperity. That's what that is. False prosperity. So that's why I'm saying you got to know who you are working with. You got to get into, y'all all got computers. Pass this word around. Y'all all got computers. We all got, if we don't have computers, we got iPhones. We got something. We got Androids. We got something that connects us all.
That's right.
Right things would not even be happening today had we not had these connections. But now that we got them, we got to use them as good tools to be able to help us, not to hurt us. And this is what they bargained for. And let me tell you what goes back into the slavery time. What used to be said. If you want a black person not to know what you're talking about, yeah, I don't care what race y'all are on here, y'all gonna know these tidbits that have been said. Put it in the book. Put it in writing. Black people don't read. What a big lie. When people don't read, it's because they don't want to read. They don't want to know. They don't want the truth. And that other lie that went spreading around. What you don't know don't hurt you. Lie. Because what you don't know is going to take you down.
Yep.
It's going to bring you to your demise. What you don't know. That's why you need to learn everything you can in order to help yourself. Brandon ain't gonna talk to y'all like this. See, you need to get these little young ninjas on here so they can hear the reality. Because Brandon is not gonna share that. Because see, stuff like this is gonna hurt him. Because he's making money off of the ignorant.
Oh yeah.
Stupid, the
Sure.
dumb, the no IQ, the low IQ. That's who he makes his money off of. And until a person wakes up, and until a person gets the reality, the truth, and these facts, they're going to keep repeating the same stupid moves that's going to continuously harm them. That's what's going to end up happening. So y'all can go. I gave y'all a resource that you can go and read it for yourself. Oh, it's more to that. They talk about the asses in there too. ASSES. Yeah, I got it up in there. Although my husband told me, well, you know, that's a more different definition. It's for the donkeys. I said, that's what they are. They donkeys.
Yep. For real. For real.
But this is what I wanted to drop on y'all today. That's why I scheduled rearound everything, because I needed to get this out. When God showed me this today, I said, Lord, okay, I'm on it. I am on it. Because I would not lead a person astray. It is on me when I do that.
Yep.
I'm doing it to help any and everyone to get ahead. And I don't care what your race is. I don't care what your ethnicity is. I don't care about any of that. But for those of us, we all have a same equal right with God.
That's right.
Not with man, but with God we do. God is not a respecter of man, that he's going to look at your color. He shaded all of us.
That's right.
And if we don't go to the true source of who really can bring us up out of these slumps, out of these holes, out of these hell holes, then we're going to continue to repeat.
It's so sad. I know. Oh my God. It's just, you just want to cry.
Y'all better find if you going to any church, I say, y'all better get a doggone pastor, preacher, rabbi, or somebody who's gonna speak them facts, the truth of what the word tells us. Because if you're not getting built up in the church that you in, you better question your pastor. Because that word will lift you and it will get you to new heights. Your gifts will make room for you. God, I started at the bottom. I started at the very bottom. My minimum wage was somewhere like $3 an hour. Ha ha, joke. My parents was $175, $125. Ha ha, joke. Well, I ain't there now.
No.
Because I learned how to invest. I learned what an asset is, and I learned what a liability is.
See?
I did 9 years of work on that at a company. If I could do it for them, why am I not doing it for me?
Right.
If I'm out here going and solving other people's problems, why am I not doing it for me? And if I'm doing this for them and I'm sowing a seed into you, I'm expecting you to go do it. Because that's all you want. You want to hear what can help you, not what can harm you. You want to know about what can harm you so you can protect yourself. But you want to know what can help you to build yourself. Because sitting at the same place at the same time the next year and you ain't grow nowhere, you got to look at the path you on.
You got that right.
What's up with that? Maybe I'm not on the right path. Hey, I'm working for a company that won't promote me, but they recognize my talent and my skills. What's wrong with this picture? What's wrong with the picture is that they're using and abusing you.
Facts.
Your skill sets is that good that they will put you in a position that you running a role without that pay? Because that's the other thing I'm going to jump on. What's your self-worth? How much do you value yourself to be? Because I'm going to tell you, I turned down positions when they ain't pay me my worth. Boom on that.
Okay.
When I actually applied at IBM, because again, my background is technology. When I applied at IBM, when I was in my 20s, it was a minute ago. I was the only black face and female sitting out in the waiting area for my interview amongst all white men. I went into that interview. See, I'm showing y'all something, because see, when they keep saying the white man holding you down, the white man is doing this to you. No, you do a lot of it to yourself when you don't know who you are and whose you are. I went into that interview, and guess what? I not only got offered the job, it was on the spot. Over all those white men that were sitting in there. And it wasn't about DEI, it's because I had the knowledge and was able to answer everything they threw at me. Now, next, what did I do? I turned it down. Why did I turn it down? Because you ain't paying me my value. Next.
She said,
keep going. I believe by faith. By faith. When I said to God, I'm going to go make double. I said this. I said, Lord, it's time for me to make double. At that time, when I said that, I was making about $12.25 an hour. It's time to make double, because that's where my faith led me to. How you gonna make double? You ain't getting that here. I got God, G-O-D. So, interesting story with my husband. I told him, I said, honey, it's time for me to go make double. Yeah, okay. You know, it's kind of like, no, okay. I said, no, for real. It's time for me to make double. So what I did is I started going on interviews, and they weren't paying me my double. So I turned them down. My husband asked me, when you going to accept the job? When it's double. And when that double offer came in, let me tell you how God made it. Let me tell you what God did just to show even better. God did this. He said he did this. He had the company to call my home, and my husband was home that day answering the phone. Before I got home from that interview, he said, Bleep called, and they want to offer you the position. And I said, okay. I said, that's the double. He said, no kidding. I said, yep, that's the double. He's like, you kidding me? No, I'm not kidding you. That's the double.
Wow.
Now, I did that, right? That's faith. It's time to do it again. Remember, I told y'all. At that time, it was about $12.25. I got double. No, not do the math. I'm about $24.50. Hey, y'all, it's time to go double again. Yeah, I said it. It's time to go double. Guess what? Did it again. Hey, y'all, time to make more money again. Guess what? Did it again. Your faith is what leads you. See, it's not what you're doing, it's what God is doing for you, because he said your gifts will make room for you.
That's right.
And if you don't believe in yourself, how is anybody else going to believe in you? You're not being arrogant, you're being confident on who you are and whose you are. And if you don't have that, who else gonna believe in you?
Those are facts.
So you don't have to get up there the wrong way. You ain't got to get up there by selling your soul out. You ain't got to get up there by giving away your body. You don't have to get up there. You get up there by God. And you're going to be proud of yourself that you did trust in God and not in man. Because God will make man do what he needs for him to do for you. So that's what I had to share today. That's what I'm on. That'll close it out with me and everything else.
Well, we for the people that did not go to church today, you had your sermon. You had your sermon. You had some more the crooked emperor, some more of his shenanigans, which we've been talking about him over a year. And so every time Prosperity comes on, she exposes him. And like I said, I'm trying to find out a little bit more about some of these older people. Like I said, when I saw that lady, when you jumped in the live and she was up there just talking. You could tell she was comfortable with those people. She was just had a filthy potty mouth because she feels this is how I'm like you. I'm going to relate to you. They don't know she actually thinks less of them. When she goes and talks to other crowds, she doesn't go on there leaning and using all that profanity. You see what I'm saying? So again, depending on, just like the Curry Queen and these other black shields, depending on who they're talking to, you better thank a union member and all that neck roll, all of that, Jasmine cry, all of that. It's an act.
And I'm gonna tell you, if people decide that they're gonna continue to do it their own way, they're gonna continue to get their own results, and don't blame nobody else.
But I'm glad you said something about
I am a talking, walking testimony.
Yeah.
And when you get these things that happen to you and you testifying to these things, this is to help others to see that you can do this.
I'm glad
you had the same abilities. I was not put here no smarter than anybody else.
And
what I chose.
Wait a minute. But I thought you couldn't make it because of white supremacy and systemic racism. There's no way you can make it.
Well, God made them a liar. Because I'm one right here. I got the receipts and all that to prove it.
Right.
I'm not talking the game. I'm walking and living the game.
Yes, ma'am.
So I wouldn't be on here on no live channel talking all this like, oh yeah, I'm this and I'm that, and then you find out different. Oh, she wasn't doing that. Oh no, I got my receipts. The IRS got my goddamn receipts.
Yeah. And we thank you so much for sharing your experiences, because again, too many people hear that you can't make it due to white supremacy and systemic racism. That is what is drilled into Black Americans' heads, and
that's
it's
what
not
they
true.
want us to believe, because they don't understand it's not the man that opens the door for you. It's God that opens that door for you. There have been, even in my prayers, I would say, thank you, Lord, for closing doors that I'm not supposed to go through and opening doors that I am.
He does close doors. You got that right.
And see, some people take that closed door as a rejection.
It's not.
I'm going through something right now, y'all, but I guarantee you I will win.
Yeah.
I will have the victory. I'm going through something right now, but I will have the victory because I'm that sure of who I'm trusting in.
Yeah.
Then this is why when we give up, that's because we have failed at something. That's when you are a loser, because you gave up.
That's right.
Nobody told you to quit. No, you find another way. You go study some more. You learn some more. That's what I did. Okay, that didn't work for me. Let me try something else. That didn't work for me. The most successful people are the inventors that kept failing.
That's right.
Go figure. Because they had a passion for what they were doing and they were determined to win.
Facts.
Determination wins. I'm going to tell y'all a story. I don't know if I mentioned this story before. Some of y'all might have heard it. Y'all going to hear it again. Story of the toad, the deaf toad. There was a toad that was in a race, and the toad was just running along. And then there's all the onlookers on the sides that's saying, oh, you can't do that. It's too difficult. It's too hard. That's not attainable. You won't make it. Well, all the rest of the toads fell out of the race because they heard that.
Mm-hmm.
They believed that. And then they did that. Well, the deaf toad couldn't hear. So the deaf toad just kept going.
Yeah.
And won the race. How did you do it? Because they didn't know the toad was deaf. Okay, I told y'all the toad was deaf. They didn't know the toad was deaf. But they found out the toad is deaf. They couldn't hear all those sideline comments. You can't do it. It's impossible. It's too hard. It's unattainable. It's not. You're not capable. That will stop you in your tracks if you don't block your ear gates.
Yep.
That's what they call ear gates. And your eye gates.
Facts. All right. Okay.
It'll stop you.
It will. All
So
right.
that's why when somebody tell me something that's not possible, I cancel that.
Right.
That ain't that. Now you ain't speaking to me. You must be speaking to somebody else. You ain't speaking to me.
Nope.
That's how I attain my goal.
Right.
I go with what I'm led and my passion leads me to do, and I know that's God.
Yes, man.
And that's why I tell y'all, when you fall short, sister here has fallen short, will fall short. I ain't gonna deny I'm not gonna do it again. I'm not trying to do it on purpose. It's my passion that makes me sometimes go there. You repent.
Facts. All right. I enjoyed our conversation today. Citizen Kane said, all right, Evangelist Prosperity.
I've been called that because I do get into my passion. I get into my passion. That is a passion of mine. I want people to succeed. I mean, it was so bad at one point, John. I literally would throw myself in front of the other people. I do it for you. I do it for you. But see, that's not me giving them a hand up.
Right.
That's giving them a hand out.
Right.
No, let me teach you. It's what I had to learn to do. Let me teach you how to do it for yourself.
That's it.
And then you're gonna be successful for yourself.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, we thank you for joining us today. It's been enlightening. That's what we do try to accomplish every time that we are live. And I enjoy. Hey, we both enjoyed. Drop your channel link one more time, please, in the comment section for Sister Prosperity. And let me know if you get that link. I will go live if we can get a link to that meeting that's going on Tuesday. I'd love to live stream that. Thank you. Those of you who are here, if you're not already subscribed to Prosperity's channel, she just dropped the link. That's right, Citizen Kane. We all have to better ourselves, and we all sometimes have to have someone behind us pushing us.
I just can't accept failure. He knows how it burns through me. He knows. That's why he be like sometimes, dang. I'm like, well, if you don't like it, that's just too bad. I start screaming.
That's all right. Prosperity, let me know if
I'm gonna work with Citizen on that because he's my resource on
let me know, and I'll jump on a live stream and we'll live stream it.
Yeah, the Citizen get on the inside and he got that goods too. So
okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Citizen. Boots on the ground, Citizen. Kane, thank you so much. And we're going to get off from here because I know a lot of people have to get ready for work tomorrow. Myself.
Yes. I gotta get for my next meeting.
I know you have to go because you have other obligations as well.
Yes.
But we do thank you.
Thank you all. I really appreciate it. And I just want people to bring back those testimonies of how things worked out for them. You know, that to me would be more than the world, because that's why I don't ask for anyone to give me anything. What I want you to give me is your testimony and that you were able to achieve your goals.
Right.
Not fall prey to the enemy.
No,
see, Satan has to back up off of me because he knows I am encamped about with the holy angels.
Oh yeah.
One day I will go into my story, but I have had a live visitation.
Okay.
And that's why I know who I am and I know whose I am and why I speak so strongly and passionately about what I say.
Citizen said the Chicago City Council meeting is Tuesday, 10 a.m. Central. Thank you, Citizen. Okay. Yeah, I'll get with Prosperity and we will see what we can do. Okay. Thank you so much.
All right, everyone. I love you all and bring me back those testimonies. Bring us those testimonies. I pray all the success to every one of you that has taken your time today to be here with us, to hear us. And to have confidence in us. The word says, put your trust in no man, but put your trust in God. But have confidence in us that what we're telling you is for your good. It's not to lead you astray like these other people have done. And that's why they are being exposed. And that's why I have taken the time when I go through all these videos that I'm put together is so that people will see the truth
That's
the
right.
truth of what's truly happening. And my sister here, how she continuously engages with every one of you on here. She engages with your after responses after the posts are over with, after the live is over with. How, I mean, y'all are not finding another content creator out here barely giving half as much as the time that she puts in to interact, to give you the opportunity to have your voices heard. That's another thing I must press upon. I have been to too many of these huge channels, and I hope some of y'all are back in the background listening to this, because y'all need to get a check, a reality check. For those who have these very mega channels and don't even respond to not one of the people who are giving you the position that you are in. Give them the time of day. Give them a like at least. Let's know reply to their responses.
That's
Those
right.
I cut off. I don't need you. And you don't need my money either. Because I contribute and donate to those kind of channels.
Right.
I cut that off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes, Robert. Absolutely. Yes,
Yep.
she is. And yes, she does. So
thank you so much, Prosperity.
So yeah, I just want to make that known that she does. She definitely will acknowledge you. And you just pay attention, because like, again, I'm a problem solver. That's what I do. Pay attention to any other channels you go on. And if they engage, she has helped me to be able to be that person on my channel, because I saw what she does with y'all. And I want to make knowledge of that. Other people have not too much done that. Very few. Those who engage with you, those are who you support.
That's
those
right.
are who you keep riding with. But those who don't, cut them off. Because they're not worthy of you.
That's
they
right.
take you for granted.
That's it.
And I'm gonna be doing.
And that's what I'm like you know, I tell everyone, thank you so much, Prosperity. But I tell people there are thousands of content creators. So the fact that you're here, I don't take that lightly at all. I try to read your comments, I try to respond, because you don't have to be here. There are thousands of other competitors. So the fact that you're here, oh, it's a big deal for me.
But I'm gonna say you might as well cut them as competitors if they're not interacting with you. They are no longer a competitor.
But you know, everyone likes to go to the big channels. That's where people flock to. But
yeah, and you know what? Where them big channels getting their content from? People like us. That's where they get it from. See, what they try to do, a lot of times, they would block out our information. That's what they did with that video, No More Money for You. That originated here on Prosperity Channel. I got the original footage.
And they
so I know y'all practically all saw that. But they
cut our
didn't
names off.
But they ain't give me none of the credit for that. So that's good. They got it out there because y'all needed to get the message. But I'm telling you where they get it from. If they're not engaging with you, they don't care for you.
That's right. Thank you so much. And I agree.
All right, y'all.
Thank you.
Blessings. Love yous. And until next time, be well.
Thank you so much. I'm coming to talk to you right now in the comment section. If you get a chance, come and leave me comments. If I don't answer tonight, I will answer them tomorrow. But you know, I will answer. Okay, as our great sister Miss Prosperity just told us.
And as well, check for this. While you said that, I want to make this one little thing known.
Yes, ma'am.
Because we can't always respond to every single response. But if you see that the content creator is responding to some people, then you know they're engaging.
Yeah.
Now, Miss Rolynn, she goes as best as she can. I remember my girl, Alicia, she had 86,000 views on her on my channel.
Woo.
I mean, I had over several thousand feedbacks and comments I'm trying to answer to. And I was telling her, I said, girl, you got me working. You got me. Your little 3 minutes you put in got me working hours to try to respond to all these people.
But you respond to at least you are trying. You can't get them all, but you respond to some, and that's important. So
yes, so pay attention to that, y'all. If they're not getting back, if they're not responding to your comments, and I hope some of those content big creators are on here hearing it, because I'm telling it, ratting y'all A's out too. If you're not doing what you're supposed to do by engaging your people, but yet you collecting monetaries, you asking for money, you asking for cash apps, you asking for anything.
Yeah.
Why? Why should anybody give you anything? Because you ain't doing nothing but taking some others' information and recirculating it.
That's it.
You're not out there with the boots on the ground most of the time.
Nope. They're just taking other people's content.
So think about it. Think about it. This is who this people like this one, Miss Rolynn here, is who you look for when you do business. You're not gonna go up into a grocery store where they treat you like a piece of crap unless you just like being treated like that. And then you're gonna pay your money up in there.
Yep. You go where you're treated like a human being.
Exactly. So why would you do it here?
Right. Thank you so much for those kind words, Prosperity.
Amen. Yeah. I ain't saying it just because you're my sister. I'm saying it because it's a reality.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying it because I've been through it.
Yes, ma'am.
I was patronizing channels and they were giving nothing in return, hardly ever.
Not responding.
So I stopped. And there's some big channels I'm talking about. Those same ones that say they for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Find out who they really for.
Right. And Paulina, thank you.
I got to get some food up in me before I go to my next meeting.
Thank you so much. We love you, Prosperity.
We love you as well. Thank
Go
you.
to the comment section right now. I'll talk to you as long as you're there. And I'll talk to you probably tomorrow. Love you.
All right.
Bye-bye.